That's right. Welcome to the Jurassic Park and World franchise retrospective. Here with me, I got Hard Cut, Sin's Corner, and Horror with Nats. I was going to say Nadia.
It's okay. Nadia's fine.
Yeah. Okay. And we're going to be talking about all 7 of the movies, and we're going to try to get this. We're going to get this into about 2-hour window. So we're going to move pretty quickly through that. So the way it's going to work is we're going to rank the movies on a scale of 1 to 10. And in between each movie, we're going to try to get to your comments, depending on time, guys. Okay? So right straight away, we can go into the first movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like what?
Is that Sam Jackson?
Who all read the book?
I did a long time ago.
I've read it.
I do remember it pretty well, though.
Yeah.
Currently rereading it.
I loved it. Scared me, and I was an adult, and I was convinced there was a velociraptor under my freaking bed.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a very like horror-centric book that kind of got left out with where these movies ended up going.
the first film decided to go with the spectacle rather than the horror elements, and I feel like that's been the one thing that's been really missing from the whole franchise, even from the first film. But obviously, the first one's great. It's like it's a great movie.
Yeah, and it's streamlined in a pretty good way from some of the extra stuff going on in the book that they just didn't need.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand with the current state of the franchise. Just if you want to continue it, reboot it, go a completely different way, and maybe add the horror element into it instead of just constantly trying to be, in a sense, like a family-friendly franchise.
Yeah.
Through it.
That's what we kind of said in our review. They got the 2 parallel stories going on in the new one, and just if you're going to focus on the family, focus on them. If you're going to focus on the Marines going into like get the DNA, just pick one. Doesn't matter. Just choose one. But yeah, like Bobby had said in the review, that it would have been more interesting perhaps if you just had the family storyline where you have like a bunch of people that are inexperienced, stranded on the island, and like they just have to survive this like horrific, shitty situation. You know?
Really focus on the horror a little more.
Yep.
But you guys did a good review of the movie of Rebirth, or Afterbirth, as some people
Stillbirth
are referring to it.
Whichever, pick your.
Yeah. The family had no business being in that story at all.
No.
Well, we'll get to this. We'll get to all that. We'll get to that.
Okay, that's the end of the movie.
Okay, so with the first film, this is a movie I consider one of my favorites when I really think about it. When I did Box Office Brawlers live stream on just this movie, it just made me really think about, okay, where does this movie stand in the pantheon to me? And it is one of the favorite movies of all time for me. It's the first movie that really made me aware of movies in a way that made me love them. I adore this film. I think it holds up just the same. I don't think there are any major weaknesses. There are a couple things that with technical issues, but really story-wise, acting and creative execution, it still holds up.
Well, yeah, the Tyrannosaurus Rex scene is still, it's one of Spielberg's best sequences of his career.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And I kind of agree with you, Kyle. Like, I'm in the same boat where that movie came out when I was like 12, and that was the movie that like completely shifted my interest into filmmaking. And that was when I started making like stop action movies with my little home camcorder. Like the first thing I did was Jurassic Park. And then when that came out on VHS, like my dad and I watched that movie like every night for like 2 months, like over the summer.
Oh gosh.
That was like all I wanted to watch.
Well, me and my family, we would go to the movies and they would see something and I would just go see Jurassic Park. So I think I saw Jurassic Park 12 times in the movie theater.
Oh yeah.
Because we saw a lot of movies and I didn't want to see anything else but that because it was so good.
This movie was very impactful for me I have a very vivid core memory of I could point out exactly where we sat in the theaters that my mom took me and my sisters to see this. We all went in expecting this just to be about dinosaurs. By the end of the day, I'm sitting on the other side of my mom's terrified because of the velociraptors and all that stuff. So I have a very vivid core memory of this movie and I love it. Even if it has faults, which I don't think are many, it's definitely in my top 20 of all time. At least, even maybe probably the higher half.
My only complaints, I have like a nitpick annoyance about this movie, and like I feel like I'm the only one. So you know, you guys are probably not completely
fire the fuck away.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
I think that's like this is some scenes in the movie start really weird, where like for example,
go on.
When like Hammond's eating the ice cream when it's melting, like Ellie's just standing there. And then she just walks in.
Dude, she just, you can imagine, she walks into the room.
Hold up. It happens again. It happens again. It happens when, right after the kitchen sequence where Lex and Tim, they get through the kitchen. And then like Alan and Ellie are just there. Yeah.
Well, they ran out, came in at the same time.
And then when Grant goes outside, he's calling for Ellie, and she's just kind of there. Like it's just weird little starts to scenes.
Well, if we're getting into a little nitpicks here and there,
we're getting into some nitpicks.
I always had a nitpick with the Tyrannosaurus Rex scene when it first comes in and attacks the cars, even though that's like a spectacular sequence, because it plays out very similar in the book, except the big difference is how the car gets in the tree. Like in the book, the Tyrannosaurus like picks up the car and literally just chucks it into the tree. And in the movie, it falls over the ledge, falls down into the tree.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
How there was a ledge that went over the side there, yet that's where the T-Rex came from.
No,
and was the ground level.
Yeah.
And that, like, even when I was 12 years old, I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Hey, good eye at that age. So I double
yeah.
checked this when I rewatched the first film. And by the way, everyone, I went through so I saw Rebirth a couple weeks ago in the pre-screening.
Same.
But I went through every single Jurassic movie leading up to this, and I took notes that we won't be able to get to all of them, but just for reference,
I watched them all. I just
pages
finished watching. What was the one before? Was it Dominion?
Yeah,
Dominion
was the one before. Y'all, I'm sick of dinosaurs. I have watched.
We're gonna get to that.
Dinosaurs are so cool.
Yeah,
I'm tired of.
I gotta be tight. I gotta be tight with this, but that makes it a little more exciting. There's a time crunch here. It's a ticking clock.
Exactly,
it's a narrative device.
I want to ask one question. Did you guys notice the symbolism in the whole scene with the seatbelts that didn't match? Because I totally didn't when I initially.
Oh, when he ties them around his like the two.
Yeah, because they were mismatched.
ends.
Did you recognize the symbolism in that statement? I mean, in that scene, I didn't until it was explained to me.
Yeah.
Is it because female to female? Is it
like
it's about it's about neoliberal politics.
Yeah.
No, it's about it just foreshadows that nature found a way, even though they were all females. Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was pretty interesting. That was the T-Rexes in these movies are some of the quietest, big, huge animals ever. They can sneak up on when they have to be, right? They're stomping and everything's vibrating, and then all of a sudden they're just there in another scene.
Yeah, they pick and choose when it's Godzilla coming down the street or it's quiet as a butterfly.
A little ninja tiptoeing in.
They even do that in the first film too. Like it sneaks
that's
up
what
at the
that's
end.
what I said.
Yeah.
How could it sneak up on them before they even felt him coming?
Hold on. At the end, there was a commotion going on. Bones were falling over the place. I mean, they were distracted and hissing and growling from the velociraptors. I can buy that for a second. However, let's go back to what Bobby was talking about, which is there's the ledge that the Ford Explorer gets pushed over and into the trees with Tim in it.
Pretty sure it was a Range Rover or a Land Rover.
No, I double checked it. It was a Ford Explorer.
Oh, they changed it in the movie.
Yeah, they did.
Okay. My bad. Sorry.
Okay, so the car goes over. There is a continuity error or a total geographical switch. The T-Rex came through that fence on level ground, to the same level as the road, but all of a sudden, it just becomes a cliff face.
Yeah.
Now, I double checked this, and there are people that say, well, no, it's level ground at a certain point, and then it drops off.
No,
and this is the thing. No, that's correct. Like, that is a continuity error. Although there's this, they just get away with it slightly, or they try to appease. If you look at when Grant is swinging on the wire, to the left of frame, there are trees that are higher than they are. Yeah. So I get a sense that on stage, because that's where they shot this, is they cheated and they moved like the car further down to a different section of the stage, right? And so that's why maybe they got messed up when it comes to that. You know, the T-Rex paddock sequence for people who are just joining us and not yet with us.
It didn't ruin the film for me. It's just something I always noticed as like a silly little continuity thing.
Yes. Although here's one technical thing that I'd mentioned with Brawler is if you look at the moment when the T-Rex is chasing the open air Jeep, you know, and with Ellie, Ian, and Muldoon, and Ian leans back and Muldoon tells him, "Get off the stick, bloody move!" The camera cuts to the same angle, like at a different point. It jump cuts, and it's so fucking awkward. Like if you look back at that scene, you know what? Do I have access to it? Actually?
Yeah, because I didn't notice this at all.
These are very minute.
Because
the story is so good.
Because what else can you do with the first film but just nitpick little things?
Well, also probably because you guys have watched the hell out of it, like you said. And I've only seen it, I think I've probably seen it less than 5 times in my whole life.
You got another 30 to go.
So. Yeah, I mean,
you should be watching it right now, just on a separate screen.
No, I saved that for Terminator
it's coming up.
Okay,
so here we go. I get share the screen. A lot of buttons to push, yada yada.
One of my instructors when I went to special effects school, he actually was part of the team that helped like carve out the T-Rex out of clay. Like they had shifts going 24/7 where somebody would come in, sculpt a certain area, somebody else would go back. So that's cool. Fun.
So did he work for Stan Winston Studios then?
He was an intern for the movie
awesome.
on them. So yeah,
that's really cool.
That's very cool.
I learned from the best. But
yeah, that's awesome.
Unfortunately, I can't bring it up because the browser I'm on has to restart to allow permissions. It's really annoying because I had to switch browsers. Yeah. Anyway, it's an interesting thing to look into in terms of that content. It is really a big flaw. You remember how older movies would cut, you know, a different take into the same angle, and it's so apparent. Like, I think It's a Wonderful Life does it, like that type of stuff.
They have some fucked up cuts in that movie.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking. This is literally that kind of cut takes place and happens in Jurassic Park.
They're just hoping that it's going so fast and like all the sound is going on that you don't.
And it does. I've never noticed it before.
Yeah.
Well, if you ask somebody who doesn't, you know, analyze film or this is, you know, they're not into that kind of stuff. They're just I hate to use the word normie, but just watch it. They're not going to notice it at all. So plus again, great storytelling.
I've seen this movie 100+ times probably.
Oh wow!
And I grew up with this. I saw this. I didn't see it in the theater.
Kyle, you're a normie.
You guys, 100+ times. Yeah, definitely a normie. I'm jealous that you guys got to see it in the theater because it was probably an amazing experience as a kid.
It was like no one. It was cool because. You know, there was no internet back then, and you had no idea like about CG technology, nothing. Like the only reference point you had was the T-1000 and Terminator 2 before that.
Pretty much,
this was completely like when you saw the dinosaurs for the first time, you literally had no fucking idea how they did it. Then like that's the last time I saw a movie where I'm like, holy shit. Like, you just could not figure it out. Like you did not know. You knew it wasn't an animatronic, because it was, you know, the brachiosaurs were so big, but it wasn't claymation, you know, stop motion animation. Everyone was blown away. I can't describe it. It was cool.
Because it's a mix of practical effects with the CGI. That's why it ages well than most, even than most modern day movies, if you look at it. I mean, CGI is a little rough in certain spot, but because the mix of putting the time and effort into the practical effects, that helps this movie age well for generations.
The genius that is Stan Winston, or was Stan Winston. I mean, passed away, so rest in peace. But damn, one of the things I noticed in this is that they actually paid attention to behaviors that animals did, and they applied it into the behaviors of the animals in the scene, the dinosaurs. And the comparative to the other films later on, especially the world films, and we're going to get to them, is they just become stock, and they don't have any kind of idiosyncratic animal behavior. It's just
all
very
that character is gone.
One note.
Yeah.
The character is completely gone. When you look at the T-Rex in the attack sequence, when it flips over the Explorer and bites into the tire, it bites once, goes back, and then like that, going back, and then starts biting. Like, that's weird, but that's something that an animal would do.
Yep.
You don't see that kind of behavior. I mean, the most famous or featured dinosaur in this franchise is Blue. Okay, and what can we say about the character of Blue? Right? Chris Pratt's girlfriend, dinosaur counterpart girlfriend.
I've got a blue healer. It's about the same. I mean, same behavior almost.
Exactly. Yeah, hard cuts and
that
looked like something else that I just did. Right.
That was the beginning of the downfall.
With the first one, there's like an emotional impact, right? You have feelings almost for these dinosaurs. The first time you see the Bronchiosaurus, right? When they first see it, there's, even to this day, I get tears almost. I have not had that type of emotional impact with any of the following films.
Mm-hmm.
At least the last four of them.
You also had the benefit of John Williams as well, like really help. You know, I know he did Lost World as well, but
we're gonna get to that, man. We really got to get to the second pretty soon, because that movie just like turned its head on me in a way that I didn't anticipate. Yeah, but go ahead about John Williams. He's amazing.
Well,
he did a glorious score.
Shit.
No, it's just like he created one of the best scores of all time.
In that moment too, where you first see the Brachiosaur, like they do travel in herds or whatever. Like that whole sequence, like that music. Like it does bring tears to your eyes. Like it's the combination of the scene, how the scene plays out, Sam Neill's performance, and that score coming in. Like holy shit! Like even though Williams did Lost World, that level of majestic perfection was never achieved whatsoever.
Yeah, they set a bar that was so high that they would never be able to top it again.
And I agree. Like every time I watch the film, like I still, the older I get, the more emotional I get. You know, but like I do get emotional.
And that took a lot of balls for Matt to admit. If you know him,
that's why the franchise, they need to go a complete opposite tone. I mean, maybe adapt the books. The books are completely different than what they are. Stop with, because there's no emotional, even in the last one, there's no emotional impact. I just did not care. Didn't care for the dinosaurs, didn't care for the characters.
Oh yeah, the only movies that cared for the dinosaurs were obviously the first one, and then so in the second Jurassic World movie, when they're leaving those animals behind and the volcanoes overtaking it, that hurts my heart to see that Brachiosaurus. Oh my gosh, that's sad to me.
I knew where you were going.
That's like easy. Like that's just like a
It's easy because it's
like
a little animal.
All I can think of is I see my dog there, and I'm just like,
poor big animal.
I felt bad too, but then I'm like, that looks fake as shit, so I don't care.
Not an animatronic. That was CGI across the board.
Okay, so one of the things about the film that the first one we can finish up about is what was the note that I had? I actually have I don't have a lot of notes about the first film, but I started taking notes with the second. But the one thing that I noticed with this film and the third, the main characters, starting with this one, this is the only film, and kind of with the third, that has a protagonist with a character arc. Mm-hmm. You have Alan Grant that starts off hating kids, and as the movie goes on, he learns to become a surrogate father.
It's funny,
and that is the emotional journey of the first Jurassic Park.
He likes kids in the book.
Yeah, that's not even, that's absent.
His character.
Well, you're just adding to the fuel to the fire of why I think that the film is better than the book.
No, I agree with that.
I would say so too.
Oh yeah,
but they're cool. They're both cool. Just they're
for different reasons.
Yeah, they're different. Yeah, exactly. You can take them individually.
That's a good point, Kyle. Though, like Grant does have like a nice little arc in the first film.
Yeah, you're right about that. Like Malcolm in the second one, no, like he doesn't change at all.
No, there's no character going on.
They flopped him completely in the second one too. Like he's like keeping his mouth shut in that book, and in the movie, he's like telling everybody he can about the park.
Yeah,
it's like what? I mean, we'll get to that, but
yeah. So we want to rate that one then, the first one.
Yeah, we got to get to the rating system. Let me see the share screen for this.
It's a Unix system. I know this.
Does anyone? So there was a line in the first movie that actually got under my skin a little bit, and it was, what's her face, Laura Durn, who said they were having this discussion about like how dinosaurs could just basically destroy everybody, and she said, "Dinosaurs eat man." Woman inherits the earth. What a dumbass comment.
That David Kep came up with that.
Idiotic.
Well,
so dumb.
But that's like, we gotta take it from time.
You're gonna die too.
I thought it was cheeky.
You gotta remember back then when that was said, we didn't have any of this like leftist infestation bullshit.
It's true. You didn't. Now I notice it more often, even though it's like obviously you got to think this was 30 some years ago.
Yeah,
that
got
probably
a huge
wasn't.
Laugh in the theater when she said that.
I remember seeing that and like thinking like, oh, that's kind of funny, and then that was it. Like,
it's just like
we're going to inherit the
that
earth.
Way.
They bring back dinosaurs. They already bought back dire wolves, so why not?
Yeah. It's almost like
oh my gosh,
like,
that's right.
I'm just hanging out with these like two dumb guys, and like he's just saying some stupid shit. So she has her line, and then both Grant and Malcolm like look at her. It's funny.
Like they're teasing each other.
They're like making
If she had if the movie was made today and she said that, she would have like meant it.
Well, if they made the movie today, it would have been like Dominion, where she's running the fucking show and Grant is just like a little bitch.
Why am I here?
Doing nothing.
No, it is a good point that line is her being provocative on purpose. She was already doing that with Alan when she told Lex to go ride with him, and she said she told me to go ride with you because she thinks it'll be good for you, and he's just. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she's in the car, and she's like,
laughing. The look on his face is like, "You're gonna get a backhand." Like,
yeah, he does.
He's just like,
yeah. All right, so here's the tier list. We got 1 to 10, and at the top we have the phrase "spared no expense" for 10. At the bottom we have one big pile of shit for 1. Okay. All right. Wow, where do we rate? Because the way it's going to work, audience, is everyone's going to give a number, and on the average, it's like a democratic process. That's where it's going to land. This movie, easy, I'll start off, is a 10. Spared no expense.
Spared no expense, 100%.
Spared no expense.
Now, when you say 10...
Yes.
Because, see, I don't feel like this is a 10. I like this movie, but I'm not fully enamored with it.
Just out of curiosity, even though you're overruled, what is your rating?
It's fine. I don't mind being overruled. I just was like, I'm not sure. Like, what? Maybe my scale is different than what you mean. Yes.
We're covering the Jurassic Park franchise. Out of those movies, which one would you give a 10 to?
Oh, well, this one. But I won't give it a 10. I feel like
because you're comparing it to other films.
Yes, I am.
But this is the way. Let me appeal to you just for a second. Let me Sin, just for a second. Let me appeal to you for a second. When you look at what the movie is trying to do, a specific kind of movie, living in a genre, its story, etc., and what is the best version of it that it can exist, and the question is, the filmmakers make the best version of that movie.
So that's what we're going with. Well, there are some little tiny issues like we've talked about technically, so...
There always are going to be. Dark Knight has them.
It's true.
We've been over etc. There's no perfect literal movie, right? There's always going to be a nitpick, which can be legitimate.
I mean, I would give it an 8, which to me is a pretty high score.
Whoa.
So.
Well, Sin, let me ask you something.
The Thing is a pretty perfect movie, so I don't know about that, but okay.
Sin, when you...
It's very good.
I'm sorry if you already answered this, I know you've only seen the movie like 5 times. Did you see it back in '93 when it came out?
No, well, not on the big screen. I really wish I had. I saw it on the small screen. I've never seen it on the big screen.
You just sounded like Joker.
There it is.
Ooh, aha.
And I do wish it had leaned more into the horror of it. I feel like out of all of them, this one probably is maybe the most horror-ish.
It's got a lot of horror elements to it.
But it does feel a bit lighthearted. Like everybody, all the important people feel
That's
safe.
what's so brilliant about it is actually it makes it these whimsical moments, and then later on we have these straight up horror moments. The velociraptors are slasher killers in this movie.
Oh yeah, they are.
They are.
They're scary.
This movie's still being referenced
in the book
today in pop.
Yes, it is.
People who haven't seen this movie know the lines from this movie. It's referenced so many times.
Yes.
Yep.
Clever girl.
I had totally forgotten Samuel L. Jackson was in the first one.
Arnold.
Completely forgotten.
So good.
Well, he doesn't bring that Sam Jackson quality to the role, and that's it's fine, but he's got.
That was before he was Sam Jackson.
Yeah, that was 1 year prior to Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, pre-Pulp Fiction. Yeah. So
yes.
Oh yeah, that's right. It would have been right before.
At that point, he had just been in like Goodfellas and
getting killed in Goodfellas.
Yeah, not much before that.
Okay, moving on real quick to let's look at the chat real quick, and that may have to take a pause while we move through the rest of the films. But let's go to the chat, and what do we got?
There's Sketch.
Looks like Sketch is in the chat.
Sketch is in the chat.
Okay,
there you
we'll
go.
get to that in a second. Benjamin, glad you're here, man. Opening gave me chills. Great job, Kyle. Well, thank you, man.
That was a good edit.
It was a
by
good.
the way.
Thank you.
It was good.
We got Sketch, as you say. What's up, my fellow something
Belugasaurus
Rex haters.
I don't know the reference. Benjamin says JP93 is peak Spielberg 80s 90s dynasty. Well said.
Peak
Megan, I really like the Jurassic Park movies because it seems like the characters. The characters
don't try.
The characters don't try and control the dinosaurs, just survive.
Well, they sort of.
Has she seen all the movies?
Well,
and some of the other movies,
I know she's seen Dominion. She actually went to go see Dominion in the theater, and I mourn for her.
Jeez.
Yeah, the behind the scenes for how they recorded and mixed animal noises is brilliant. To make the dinosaur roars was so iconic in the first film. Yeah, that's a great word for The movie is iconic, and the sound effects, designs, the score. There's so many things that are in the movie that are iconic. Yes,
how they did the water in the glass with the
string,
the string,
the guitar string. Box office brawler. Hey guys, just got on. Just go on. Did you make that intro, man? That's insane. Yeah. I made it. Yeah. Not the credit goes to for the numbers countdown too. The credit is in the description, but everything else with the movies and all that stuff is put together.
I'm very excited to have him on my millennial horror tier stream because he's a Gen Z from his perspective, so it should be interesting.
Let's see. Yeah, Jacob Ironside rates it a 10, and he's correct.
Nitpicks aside.
Hey, Kaylee. Kaylee's my little sister.
Aww.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty accurate. Jurassic Park, the first one, is the only one where raptors are scary. That's a lot of it is because of the practicality of what they use with the animatronics.
But also because it's the first one, so.
Is it the third one that has the tall grass scene where they're being picked off one by one?
That's Lost World.
Is it
second one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a good lead-in. That is a very good lead-in. We're going to get into it. All right. So let's move that out of the way for a moment.
I could just hear John Williams' shitty Lost World theme in my head.
And
like probably his worst theme in his whole career.
Spielberg's autopilot direction in that film.
Yeah, just didn't give a shit.
Holy shit. What a letdown.
Yeah.
Here we are, The Lost World. And we have a synopsis. A research team is sent to the Jurassic Park Site B, which is the separate island not the one from the first film, to study the dinosaurs there, while an InGen team, which is a subsidiary that John Hammond set up, the team approaches with another agenda, which is to harvest a lot or most of the dinosaurs from the island. Greed. It's greed. Corporate greed. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So here's the thing I'll start saying. I remember the promotion of this movie so well. I remember the McDonald's promotions. I remember the VHS that had I don't know the effect, but it's like a 3D effect where you move the cover and it turns from the logo to a T-Rex bursting out of the logo.
Right.
I don't know what the name of that effect is.
Yeah, hologram type.
Is that what that's called? It's like a
I
grid.
know what you're talking about.
It's a grid, you know. If you scratch it, it's like
the hologram.
Yeah, okay. And no one told me the name of it. So
hologram dipshit, come on.
Come on. Jeez. You're not young.
I didn't wear Chuck Taylors growing up either. There's that. Yeah. So what are the memories that you have of this one?
Okay.
Right?
Okay. So
you go.
Yeah, like so when I was a kid, I was that rare kid that like when a sequel came out, I didn't like it just because it was the new thing. So I saw like Batman Returns, for example, and I was like, yeah, fuck that movie. It's nowhere near as good as the first one. But everyone's like, it's so good. It's better than the first one. And I feel like Lost World, when that came out, no one could say that was better than the first one. Like it was the first sequel where everyone was just like, yeah, that was kind of shitty.
Yeah, because nobody's heart was in it. Like the first one was so iconic that they forced Crichton to write a sequel. He did not want to write a sequel to that book.
Yeah, Spielberg said, you should probably write one, you know, because I don't know if I trust David Koepp to write the entire thing. And then later on, 30 years later, we see Jurassic Rebirth.
And then
he was right.
Spielberg takes the book with Koepp, and now something if you remember this, Crichton had a screenwriting credit on the first Jurassic Park. He did not on the sequel.
It's just David Koepp.
It's just David Koepp. But he did have the book to work from. However, the film is completely different from the book.
Yeah. I was wondering.
Okay, so this is the one I have not read. Can you give me a significant example?
I haven't either.
Yeah, so it does follow Ian Malcolm again, and
who dies in the first book, by the way.
Who dies in the first book, mind you.
And Crichton writes this bullshit
Crichton brought him back to life because he thought he could only tell this story through the eyes of Malcolm, because Malcolm was his favorite character. So,
the audiences liked Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, well, that too, yeah. But he kind of tells it through his whole like worldview with the chaos stuff throughout the just like in the first book. So there is this, you get, it's all the same in the movie where with the whole Site B thing, where you have Isla Sorna, which is like the actual research facility. But of course, because Hammond dies in the first book, Hammond's not in the second movie like he is in the second book like he's in the movie. So it's not InGen that is going to the island. It's Biosyn, and it's Dodgson, the character who's got one scene in the first movie. But he's a much bigger character in the books. So there's a character in the book named Richard Levine, who's a scientist who wants to go to this island and study the dinosaurs. Not in the movie whatsoever. So he's the one that charters this whole expedition, and he goes to the island with the crew, and then Dodgson's people show up to like steal eggs, basically, because he wants to, like his whole plot from the first story was to get the DNA. Yeah. So it's not them trying to like capture dinosaurs, take them off the island, and like the characters are just very different. Like Vince Vaughn's character is not in the book. It's just like it's a whole different crew of people that go there, and their objectives are all entirely different. Mm-hmm. So, like, yes, it takes place entirely at Isla Sorna, but they never go back to the mainland. They don't take dinosaurs to San Diego. Like, none of that happens. So it's just there's enough different stuff going on that you could say like the movie's nothing like the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called a loose adaptation.
Very, very loose.
Well, this is like the first case of me seeing a form of an early stage DEI with this fucking little black daughter.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have a daughter in the book. There's 2 kids, of course, because there's always got to be kids in this.
Yeah,
everyone.
Proxy for the children audience.
Right. There's 2 kids that stow away in the trailer in the book, but they're
they get thrown off the side.
No. So it's a black boy and a white girl who are both like 13 years old, and they're really smart, and they're actually like I don't want to, not interns, but they're working for the scientist Levine in the book. Like they're doing it for like school credit or something, or like, and so they stow away. Like they have no connection to Malcolm. It's just like they combined the 2 kids in the movie and then made the kid his daughter.
Yeah, that would have been better if there were kids in the movie that annoyed the hell out of Ian Malcolm, even though he says he likes kids, right? But it would have been a fun dynamic if Ian was like annoyed and he had to take care of them out of duty. But, you know, it's more than a little similar to the first film, but it's way more interesting than what they give us here.
Oh my God. You know? And then just the of course the gymnastics scene. Like,
oh, that was so cringe. And also just how in the hell she even managed to hide away without him noticing that she was nowhere around when he was ready to leave. Yeah.
So
and then
stupid.
His stupid ass girlfriend, I couldn't stand her.
Oh
she
my
was
God.
like when he first encounters her. I did not like her at all.
Julianne Moore is so obnoxious in this movie.
Absolutely.
She actually in a lot of the scenes. This is a note. Sarah is once she's an idiot. She wears the baby stained her jacket that has T-Rex blood stained on it and continues to wear it. Yet she's a dinosaur or just animal expert. She has these moments in the beginning of the movie when she's introduced where she goes off. Not like yelling, but like spitting facts about something a mile a minute, like she's autistic, not listening to people.
Yeah, no.
Did you notice that?
Yes. And
she's nothing like that in the book.
Yeah, well, every single thing that happens in that movie is because of her. Like she fucks everything.
That's the whole reason he decided
and...
to even go there.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you notice also there was one thing that she said and did that just jumped out at me? Like, what the hell? So she gets on his case at one point early on when he first finds her there, and she says, "We're here to observe and document, not interact." But she had just been touching the freaking dinosaurs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's terrible.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, and
my god!
They don't like. She's on the island. Like they go after her because she's already there. Like we have to go rescue her. She gets to the island in the book after them. They go to rescue the scientist Levine there, and she ends up hitching a ride with Dodgson on his boat, and Dodgson throws her off the boat. He tries to kill her, and then she has to like swim to the. It's like
you're talking about Sarah. That happens to Sarah.
Harding. Yeah. It's so different. And then
I would have preferred that actually. Yeah.
It's so much better.
Same.
Better.
Throw her off the boat and then forget her, because I really did not like this character. She was actually an impediment to a lot of. She wasn't an asset
in the movie.
Yeah, she didn't help anything. She just made things worse.
Did you not rewatch this?
Wait, good question. Good question. Yeah.
I don't think I'd ever seen it, you guys. I thought that I'd seen it. I don't think I did, or the third one. And what I know, one of my favorite parts in this movie was noticing the Shakespeare's King Lear poster with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Later on in the third act, San Diego. Okay,
that's kind of funny.
Cut in the beginning.
Well, real quick, go ahead. Go ahead, Nadia.
Yeah.
So, what, Nadia? I want to get you into the conversation. Like, what is it? What is the impression that you have of this movie?
This movie's mid, man. Okay. What do you consider mid? Like, I don't remember much of it obviously, because I thought the Velocipaster. Sorry, that movie gives me PTSD.
Oh yeah, that is a thing.
That movie. That's a long story. I'm sorry. The long grass scene. I thought that was from the third one. So obviously, I don't remember much of this movie. Rewatching it, I hate that stupid opening. The opening makes no sense to me.
Oh,
and then that stupid jump cut to him.
The opening is the opening to the first book.
That's the opening of the original novel.
Yeah.
So then the second book, when is that more influenced on what Rebirth was? Because I feel like Rebirth kind of just rigged a bunch of stuff from
with the hybrid stuff.
Movie.
Rebirth had a lot to do with Lost World, because another thing going on with Lost World with the whole Site B thing was they were doing like the genetic experiments there, and that's where they were kind of testing and creating these like messed up dinosaurs. They were like, oh, these ones don't work, and then the ones that worked they sent to Nublar. So that was pulled into what this new movie ended up being. They just, went their own way with the story.
Well,
but like,
and they pulled the river T-Rex scene from the first book.
Yes,
like,
that too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Man, this movie fucking sucks. Like it's got 1.5 good scenes. The good scene is the trailer scene. Like
that's a solid scene.
In terms of Spielberg like giving a shit and like doing a Spielberg action sequence.
Yeah, extended.
Breaking, like it's really good. It's that scene is really tense. But then you remember why they're there in the first place in that sequence.
Yeah.
And it's because that stupid bitch took the baby dinosaur.
Everybody in this movie
it's
dies
surprising
because
he
of
even directed
because of Sarah Harding.
Nick Van Owen.
Yeah.
The two of them cause when he goes and he starts letting the dinosaurs, like they sabotage, and that just leads to everyone dying.
Dude, the hippies, the liberals.
Vaughn had to have been like, do I have to be this liberal?
Do you have the box office numbers for it?
I can look at them up.
All these movies
yeah. The Lost World made a lot of money.
Oh,
I mean, Jurassic Park, it's a family-friendly franchise.
The first one made like $1 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second one made unadjusted. Well, why don't I see international? It doesn't show me international as well. I'm only seeing domestic, which was 229 million. I don't know.
It definitely made more than that.
I know that
globally.
So it was
okay. 618 million worldwide, unadjusted.
Yeah, back in '97, that was
in '97. That's over $1 billion
solid.
today.
Yeah,
pretty solid.
Okay.
And the budget for the film had to have been like.
Back
where it should have ended?
Sub 100.
Yeah, it's 80 maybe. I don't know.
It should have ended with the T-Rex roaring at where the cityscape was. That's where this movie should have ended. That's where I thought it was going to end when I was.
What do you mean when it gets out of the cargo ship?
And it comes and like it's out. It's out now.
So a setup or a promise for something
a potential
else?
third one. That's where I was like, well, this would be perfect if this is where it ends. And I thought that's where it was going to end because, like I said, I realized I'd never seen it. So then it just continues to go on, and it was terrible. I was surprised to hear. If I hadn't seen his name on the credits, I would have never known this was the Steven Spielberg film.
Right, yeah.
It was so
like
bad.
Like another moment pulled from the book was when they're in the waterfall and the T-Rex has its head coming in, the tongue's like hitting them, and they're
that's
up against
the end of the river sequence
in the first book.
No, the tongue was a good touch.
Yeah,
but these little moments that really stand out as good. However, this is the thing that made me really surprised, and it became more apparent to me. This movie looks ugly.
Yeah,
the cinematography. So for those that don't know, there's some on the panel that do. You guys, the first film and this film have entirely different cinematographers, DOPs. Okay.
Yeah. Dean Cundy shot the first.
Dean Cundy, the fucking genius.
Yes.
Okay, he shot Back to the Future. Bobby, what else did he shoot?
Roadhouse.
Matt,
Halloween. Yeah.
All the classics.
Yeah.
Yes, he shot so many classics, and then we get Janusz Kaminski. Yeah. He pushes these hot blooming whites on edges of subjects and objects. He has lights coming like from windows, blown out, and it's so obnoxious. It looks so depressing, especially that scene when he goes to John Hammond's mansion and they're talking. It's so desaturated and unappealing. I like the movie made me not want to watch it because of like how ugly this movie is. Also, the geography, they didn't shoot this in Hawaii. They shot this in Northern California, at least on the location sequences. Yeah. And it doesn't fit. The Jurassic is a tropical tropical that has been set in the first film. And I had somebody online like push against that and say, "Well, in real life, actually, it was this way, and they had pine trees and blah blah."
Oh my god!
And then my next question is, do you really want to go down the road of reality with this franchise? Because we can talk reality about many different things. But we don't even have time for that. But the thing about this movie is that even though I have nostalgia attached to it, I remember that summer. I think it came out Memorial Day.
97.
Yeah, I just remember really being excited to see the movie, and I did enjoy it as a kid. But this is an example of a movie that has nostalgia, but we're still able to admit that nostalgia is not strong enough to make a movie hold up. This movie does not hold up. Yeah. There are so many stupid decisions that characters make in this. One, Sarah Harding is the penultimate, egregious character that makes the most. The little ones here spattered throughout is in the tall grass sequence when the group of guys, they're running into the tall grass and one of the characters, don't go into the long grass. Yeah. As he proceeds to go into the long grass.
Or they would run in a straight line instead of veering off into the woods or the forest when the T-Rex was after them or whatever animal was.
The best character in this movie,
Pete
Postlethwaite.
Yeah.
Oh, he's badass in this. You don't even know that's him. That's how good he is.
Yeah, he's a fantastic actor.
He's so interesting, and like you're like, wow, shit, what's this guy about? And then he just disappears for the third act. They just waste him.
He captures the Rex, and he's like, no, I don't want anything to do it with you. I'm out, and he just leaves.
You know what they should have done with his character? This is fucking good, guys. Get this. What they should have done is, because of his shooting skills, they should have acquired him at the third act part of the movie, so that they could utilize him to shoot the dart that would trank the T-Rex.
The T-Rex,
because Pete Postlethwaite, I always have trouble with his last name. Bobby, you're just going to be the one to pronounce his name from now on.
Postlethwaite.
Yeah, there you go. He does not seem like that actor. He comes across like a boxer. He shaved his head for this role. He's really strong and has a great presence.
He's kind of like a Muldoon. Like he's like a Muldoon 2.0.
Yeah. He's intimidating in this role, and it's really fantastic, and they should have utilized him in the third act. Yeah. Another thing about this movie, it feels 2.5 hours. It is only 2 hours. And the first film,
even like the
first
way
film's the same length.
Like things get moving so quick in this film, and like in a very unnatural way. Like I don't know how to describe it, but this movie starts and you're just like, not including the opening scene with the kid family, on the beach, like with Malcolm getting involved, and then like them just immediately going to the island and then meeting Sarah. It's like everything happens so quickly that you have no time to really like absorb what's happening. Whereas like the first film, it takes its time with each scene and like getting you into the characters, and then finally they get to the island. It's like the pacing is perfect.
It is.
It's so messed up. Like, and then once you get to the island, it's just like things start happening, and then you're just like, I don't even care.
Well, then they get off the island. Then you got the whole T-Rex romp in San Diego,
which could have been interesting for like the third film if they were going to go that route.
Yeah,
but
I remember as a kid being terrified of the scene where the T-Rex is in the family's backyard and like, I remember that.
I mean, that's a comedic beat.
Yeah.
It's treated like a comedy in that moment.
Oh yeah, he eats the dog. Yeah, I thought that was a little ballsy.
Oh
yeah. Actually, that was.
Well, they had to push the envelope somehow,
right? They couldn't kill off Sarah Harding. Can we trade the dog for Sarah Harding, please?
That would have made this movie so much better.
Come on. Also, John Williams' score is like, rightfully so. The tonality of this movie does not have any moments where he puts the Jurassic theme until the very end, very last shot, which includes it. Okay, so the terrain of this movie where they shot it, again, Northern California, it looks like a fucking desert. Everything is dry and dead, all the vegetation. And then you have it's supposed to be this wondrous moment where the T-Rex family is cohabitating with the herbivores, and the theme goes into play. Yeah, and then a pterodactyl or a pteranodon lands on a branch and caws, and we fade out. That was such an underwhelming shot. Who gives a fuck about the pteranodon?
No, you're right. The ending shot of this film is insanely underwhelming.
You just go through this entire 100-minute weird pacing movie, and then it just ends that way, and you're like, okay, this.
Oh, look, they made flying dinosaurs. Where were those in the last 2 films?
It would have been kind of nice to see.
They save it for the 3rd one. They bring the aviary in, which is in the first book.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
It's all there. Anyway.
Fuck that movie.
Let's rank this fucking thing. Like, there's so little. I'm trying to think of good things. Did I even have any good things to say in my notes?
Pete Postlethwaite.
Yeah.
Well, aside from that, but in my notes, because Bobby, you brought it up. It wasn't in my notes.
What's that?
No, Pete Postlethwaite.
Oh, the character, yeah.
Yeah.
You said it right.
No, he's the best character in the movie.
I say it's slow, then I can do it.
Because he's the only one who is like giving a shit.
He's interesting.
He's interesting.
There are definitely worse movies in this franchise than this one.
Oh yeah, but this is the thing that crept on me. It crept upon me, and I just, wow. You know, I mean, one thing that great I can say about it is that the animatronics are still there, and they're fucking brilliant. Stan Winston did this. He did the trailer attack sequence and the moments leading up to it still hold up. They're fantastic.
I feel like the CGI took a hit in this one.
A little bit. And the
Stegosaurus sequence looks like shit.
Yeah, you want to know why? I'll say this real quick and we'll move on to ranking this. Is the reason that CGI, one of the reasons, that's a big one that I noticed, is that the objects or animals, what have you, do not fit into the environment because their lighting is different. They make so that all the detail, too much of the detail and in the shadows is shown. Yeah. I've seen this it's so many times, and especially in modern CGI, and it happens here. This was an early, movie that did this, and it's like, oh, what? From the early stages, the infancy of CGI, they were doing this. They wanted to show more of what they made, and like, I get that. It's like, look at what we did, critics, audiences. Well, no. Look at what the first film did it right.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they only shot it in 4 months.
Do you know the post-production length?
Yeah, feels like it.
Did Steven Spielberg actually fully direct this, or did he have someone else do a lot of it?
And that Spielberg
it just does not feel like a Steven Spielberg movie.
Yeah, Matt, you're going to say it, aren't you? Go ahead.
Well, I'm just going to say that, like, the guy, like, the 4 months shooting schedule, like, I believe that. Like, he's very economic and he shoots very quickly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he does. However, this is the thing. If you didn't know this quote, Steven Spielberg said, "My heart was not in this movie."
Okay.
You can tell.
So there's this thing about Spielberg where, like, a movie that he does comes out and it just doesn't work well, like, financially or critically, whatever. And then he always backpedals and is like, "Oh, my heart wasn't in it." He said the same thing about Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like, dude, fuck off. Like that movie's. I don't care what anyone says.
That's a very creative film.
Temple of Doom's dope.
Well, because it had a lot of anger in it. This movie is just
my favorite Indiana Jones.
Yeah, you have a good reason to like it.
Him and Lucas were like, "Oh yeah, we were like both going through divorces."
Yeah, like shut up.
That's legit. Why not? Why?
That's fine, but it made for a great film.
Because he's just saying that because at the time when Temple of Doom came out, critically people were shitting on it because it was so different from Raiders. So it wasn't received well. So it's like he's got to backpedal because it wasn't received well.
It's an evasion of like taking accountability for the fact that, like, okay, critics have these comments about it, instead of him being like, "Oh yeah, I guess that's a good point." He's like, "Well, no, I didn't. I had this going on and that going on, so it's."
Yeah, like, whereas, like, what he should say is like, "Oh, that sucks. You guys didn't like it. I really busted my ass making this thing."
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like that.
Don't make excuses. Just own it. Like, it's a fantastic film. Like, how could you say, like, "Oh, my heart wasn't really"? Of course, it was.
Yeah, like you said, that movie, Temple of Doom, is so fucking creative. Yeah. There's so many cool things in that movie.
Yeah,
it's just different from Raiders, and that, in my opinion, is why people were like, "Oh."
Temple of Doom was my first Indiana Jones movie, so it was my first one to see before the other. It just
that's a way to get in, and you saw it chronologically.
Yep,
you saw the Indiana Jones series chronologically. Yeah, the first moment you saw was him in the tux.
He goes back to the Nazis for part 3.
Yeah, it's just like more of the same. And I like part 3.
Part 3 is great, but like, you could tell, like, oh, we got a course correct. It's like, you don't.
Yeah.
Temple of Doom was fantastic.
Yeah, do aliens, man.
There you go.
All right, let's rank this. Let's see where this goes, because I think I know where it's gonna land. However, there might be some differences here when it comes to.
After we rank it, I gotta dip.
Totally. Nadia, you go first. Where do you rank Lost World Jurassic Park? Such an awkward title too. It should be Jurassic Park :
Probably,
Lost World.
No, it should just be the Lost World.
Or that. Yeah, I'm fine with that too.
5 maybe around there. 4 or 5. Like, it's not. There's some good aspects.
I would give it a 4.
Yeah, maybe a 4. 4, I would say 4.
Okay, so ladies, you give it a 4.
I would give it a 4. That's being generous.
5?
Yeah.
I'll go 5.
Like, it's to me, 5 and 6 are like mid movies. Like, they're all right. You might have a good time entertainment value, but you don't want to rewatch it. Like, there's not a rewatch value. There's problems with the story. So I feel like 5 and 6 are like mid movies.
Oh, you're right. No, I agree.
Below mid.
It doesn't have the majestic angle that the first one had.
Yeah,
and then it doesn't go all the way with
downgrade.
It has no personality.
Yeah, it's got no personality.
One note, Sin, your settings changed. It's not, the sound is not coming from your mic.
It's because I'm muted, and then it decided to change. Sorry.
They're having hard cut issues.
So stupid.
Yeah.
Okay,
you're giving
bad
luck, guys. Speaking of, okay, hard cut. Where do you rank this again? If I didn't hear you.
We both said 5.
5.
Yeah. I say the same thing. I say it at 5 too. Why? A lot of it has to do with the special effects, like not the CGI, but the practical effects. The vibe that the movie has, looking past
There's potential there. There's potential.
There's still a good pace to it. Like it's still Spielberg doing good direction. Like if you had changed the setting, if you had changed the setting to a tropical environment, it would have been more inviting and more appealing to me. But because they have these sequences, especially the one where they're rounding up all of the dinosaurs, Ingen is doing that in that scene.
Yeah,
it's fucking the grass is dead and dried up.
Yeah.
Like, what are they thinking?
It looks like the redwoods in the middle of the summer.
Like, as much as that sucks, though, like, and I agree with all of that. Like, for me, though, it is definitely story direction and pacing, as opposed to like the technical side of things.
Yeah.
You know, like the technical side of nothing to write home about, of course, but like it's just a combination of all that shit that just
correct. I agree.
It's just
I don't think the setting.
They
should have
cut the city part out. Like maybe use
that.
Maybe
or end it right there when he
originally,
when he comes out.
Originally, it was going to end with a pterodactyl fight with the helicopter when they get onto it, when Vince Vaughn calls them, blah, blah, blah. And that was the final sequence, which maybe they should have done that,
Yeah.
So we're sitting at a 5 when it comes to The Lost World. As for Nadia, you got to bow out. However, before you do, audience, would you take a moment to subscribe to her, because she is about to reach the 1,000 subscriber mark.
Awesome.
And giving her a little push is gonna really be cool, guys. So she's got good stuff. A lot of live streams she does as well.
Well, thank you so much for having me on, Kyle. I'm excited. You're going to be joining me next week to talk about the Institute. So that would be fun. You and Sin. So I'm off to go talk about Stranger Things.
Well, have fun with your stream. I'll be in Denver when the Institute thing happens, but I need
next
to watch
week,
and
the
catch
following.
up.
Yeah. The following week. I got you.
Okay.
I got you. All right. Okay. Hard cut, guys. Bye. Nice to meet
Cheers,
you.
Nadia.
Bye, Nadia.
Good seeing
Take
you
care.
again.
All right. Oh, I like. Hey, do you see more of the foliage there with the palm branches? I like it. I like that. Let's see. Let's look at the chat real quick before we move on to the third, and then we're gonna try to. We're doing okay on time, because I get a sense that the other ones are gonna move pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, there's not much to talk about with Jurassic Park 3.
Oh, was it?
Well,
no.
I have some takes, dude. I have a take with this one.
Okay, Kaylee says, "Wow, this is really interesting." Jacob Ironside, you will enjoy them. He's referring to the books. She said, "You got to read the books."
Is the second book as good as the first, you guys?
No, it's not, but it still kind of carries the same voiceover that the first one had. It's just like it's just trying to find its meaning a little more.
Well, it's written just so they can make a movie.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was all
like
commercial.
Crichton still, he still has his voice in it. Like, it just doesn't match like what the first book achieved.
Right. When even a bad Crichton book is still like a great read.
And I don't think by any means it's a bad book. I just think he was like against doing it because he'd never done a sequel to one of his books. And for good reason. Like you tell your story and then you move on.
That's it, yeah.
So he was kind of put in a position where he was like, shit, I got to write this sequel. And, he did the best he could with it, but his heart was definitely not in it, but he definitely tried. It's not a bad book.
Benjamin Slack says, Lost World wins merits in my eyes for the fact that it dares to be different from its predecessor, much like Temple of Doom, previously mentioned, and Empire Strikes Back. Highly underrated sequel. We're going to have to disagree on that, Ben, we tend to do that a lot.
Is it, Ben?
I would say that about the third one, Benjamin.
This one might arguably be the best sequel still, and but the quality drop after the first.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to get into that a little bit later when it comes to JP3, dude.
I actually enjoy JP3.
JP3.
Well, look, I actually might be with you guys in that. I thought I was going to be the only one. So.
Okay. Jacob says, I hate all the stupid jokes as they're hanging off the side of the cliff. Yeah, they're talking about the guy trying to rescue them, which, by the way, he is actually a great he's a forgettable character at the start, and then he becomes a hero.
Oh, he tried so hard. Yeah, man. He's the hero of the story.
They did him so dirty.
They did.
Right?
The T-Rexes pull his body apart.
Yep. Yeah, he didn't just die. They gave him like a fucking
brutal one. Maybe the most brutal of them all. Yes. Out of all of the movies. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Eddie Carr.
Yeah, he's right. It's mid, but it's mostly nostalgia for him too. Megan says, I agree Sarah was annoying at times, but I love Julianne Moore. Really? Vince Vaughn was good in this movie. He is, but his character is a fucking Libby
Nick Van Owen is the reason everyone dies in this movie.
Yeah.
But of course, those characters, Nick Van Owen and Sarah Harding, get zero accountability for the actions they take because they're morally superior.
Yeah, because they're
in their actions.
They're the libs.
Yeah, they're the libs. So of course, it doesn't matter how many people they get killed. They're still the heroes.
Yeah, they're fighting for the cause.
Exactly.
Chainsaw reacts. I heard there were dinosaurs in the movie. Can't confirm though. You're close. You're close, dude. You're close. Especially in the future movies. I actually had dinosaur fatigue watching the world movies. But we'll get to that. Let's see. Yeah, Jacob gave it a 5. Nostalgia has 7.
Baby Arms.
Yeah.
You could say that's his spiel every time one of his movies doesn't land right. Steven Spielberg.
Oh, yeah. Nicely done. Thank you for explaining that, because I read through that real quickly and I didn't get it. So
Baby Arms is a friend of the show, friend of Hard Cuts. We're going to do a video with him eventually.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing something with him. Yeah, he does really great deep dive analytical
very well put together videos.
Very well put together videos. So eventually we're gonna sit down with him and do something.
Very nice. Yep. Let's move to the third film. That is not the third film. That is the ranking system. Let's go.
Yeah, we go from the subtitle to now just Jurassic Park 3.
They got fucking lazy. Whatever. We'll just go back.
Now we get the.
We'll put the Spinosaurus Spielberg on the
they changed the logo out.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the one I chose. This is this is actually different. This has the T-Rex. This is actually wrong.
It's wrong.
This is wrong. I shouldn't have this.
No, Kyle, come on, you're better than this.
I wasn't noticing. You're right. You're right.
Whatever.
What am I missing?
The poster, they changed the dinosaur bones from the T-Rex to the bones of the Spinosaur. For the logo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should I do the shadow pterodactyl one?
That's the one.
That'll be that nitpicky.
Yeah. This one is just all right. We bring back Alan Grant
Okay. Let me get rid of that real quick. Because you're right. It doesn't make sense for it to be here.
It's still
no, because the T-Rex dies.
He's got.
That's right. It does.
And there it is.
This is when they started shifting into like, okay, now we gotta have some just really straightforward plot where like some people just end up on the island and they battle dinosaurs and then they gotta escape.
Look, okay.
It's a rescue
movie. Yeah, I'll say the synopsis real quick, the log line, if you will.
There it is.
After being pursued by a wealthy businessman to conduct an aerial tour of Isla Sorna, which is still the same island from the second. Yeah. Yep. InGen's second site for a failed Jurassic Park experiment. More of they breeded them and then they moved. Anyway, Alan Grant discovers the true reasons for his invitation. A tragic accident maroons a party of 7, and they must attempt to escape with their lives. He's basically kidnapped to be a guide to help find the son of a divorced couple.
Yeah.
And what's interesting? Hold on. What's interesting is that the movie starts off with a parasailing scene where the kid is with the boyfriend of his mom.
Yeah.
Okay. And then later on in the movie, they find the parachute, and it's a rotting corpse of Ben Hildebrand is the boyfriend of Taleone, and it swings down right into her face. By the way, Taleone's screams in this movie are obnoxious. She is not properly able to scream. She has this kind of like, it's like she has a cold. It's like, I can't even do it right. Like there's something wrong with it.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's so weird. Now, I know that's but you don't cast someone who can do a right scream, right? Anyway, she sees Ben Hildebrand, his corpse. You think that she's screaming because my boyfriend is dead. In a moments later, her ex-husband comes up. I'm sorry about Ben, and she says, "It's not Ben. It's our son. He's alone here." I said, "Oh wow, okay." She moved on pretty quickly from Ben. Yeah.
Hypergamy, man. It's a bitch.
Ben was an afterthought.
Yeah, that was quick.
All right, what are your thoughts? Sin, let's start with you. Sin, what are your thoughts on GP3?
Well, surprisingly, I enjoyed this more than I thought I would. It's very short, which I like compared to all the others.
90 minutes. Well, 90 minutes with credits.
Less than, yes, exactly. The actual, time of them being on screen is less than 90 minutes. The director of this,
Joe Johnston.
Did all these. I was surprised that he did this. I like that they had a compelling enough reason to get them on the island. It wasn't like he just, it wasn't like he just decided I'm going to go back here. So even though it was quick, it did feel a little bit longer than it really was. But it's probably one of my favorites of the sequels. Not my favorite sequel, but one of them. Yeah, and I thought I was going to absolutely hate it.
Yeah, well, a hard cut?
So this movie is absolutely fucking stupid.
Most of the sequels.
Seriously, you're saying you're condemning this more so than the second.
But
I hated the second one.
I would rather watch this one than the second one, even though I can acknowledge that the second one might be technically a better made film. This one, like Sin said, is extremely short. I remember seeing it going, like, I checked my watch and I was like, shit, this is like 88 minutes long. Like, this, wham, bam, you're out. And it's done. And it just kind of goes back to basics. The movie's stupid. I'm not saying that it's a good movie, but it's more fun than Lost World was. And it's got the pterodactyl sequence, which is really good. Which is really good, actually. One of the best sequences, perhaps, in the franchise. Like the build up to seeing it the first time, where it comes through the fog. Creepy as hell. Like it's really well done.
I actually agree with you.
Oh, okay, good.
Because just knowing like the source material for the second film and then what they did with the second film, and it's more of like a sin with what happened to the second film, considering the team behind it.
Yes.
Spielberg at the helm.
Yeah.
You know, it's like this film is short and it's streamlined.
Yes.
Like it's a very like simple concept.
It's lean.
It's lean.
Yes,
they
it
get
is.
in there. You've got some good sequences.
Yeah.
You've got this group on the island. They're being pursued like left and right. You know, you got the stupid kid. Whatever.
Oh, it's dumb.
But you can still make a case that it's a leaner, cleaner film than the second one.
Yeah,
So,
and Joe Johnston is a seasoned veteran, like really good director. He's a good director.
Yeah.
Like he's like the journeyman director. You know what I mean?
Rocketeer, Jumanji,
exactly.
for those that don't know.
exactly.
Captain America, the designer
Later
of the
on,
Iron
later
Giant.
on, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of solid credits.
He was like a good replacement, you know, for lack of a better term,
at the time.
Yeah, and he wanted to direct the second one, but Spielberg said, "Oh, I'm a director, and then you can do the third." I really do think no. Joe Johnston should have directed the second because you know what? All of the missteps that they had with the second, I think he would have righted.
I agree with that. Yeah, I mean. The story in the second one is just nowhere near as good as the first. So when you're kind of starting off on the wrong foot, but at least you wouldn't have had like fucking John Hughes Kavinski as the DP. Like there would have been things that would have made the movie just work better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's what they get better. They course correct and actually make this, even though it's the same island as the second, yet we are seeing a tropical paradise essentially. We are seeing a tropical environment with palm trees. The sun is shining. It's lush. Nice. This is the environment that Jurassic Park is supposed to be. And Joe Johnston made that happen. He course corrected, and that's part of what makes this movie visually so much better than the second. So much better.
Agree. And they play with they have some fun with like the cell phone when it swallows the cell phone and like they can hear it. Like that stuff's just fun. Like that's
little
like
dark humor.
Jurassic Park isms in there, you know, that was sorely missing in the second film.
Yes. Yeah. And you still have some practicality to the dinosaurs. They use the T-Rex from the second one of them. For just briefly, but the thing that is the animatronic that is on this full display most of all is the Spinosaurus. That animatronic actually exceeded the expectations of what they were hoping for when in the third act sequence, when it's in the river attacking them in the rain. I mean, it's fairly comparable in terms of the environment that they were filming in when it comes to the T-Rex paddock sequence. This one, it's searching through the water. It has arms, it has hands, and it exceeded their expectations, and it moves spectacularly well and fluidly through the sequence. And aside from the wide shots, like the major wide shots of you seeing it full body, everything that we are seeing in the river sequence attack is an animatronic.
Yeah.
And when you compare, this is we have to appreciate this for a second, guys, because this is the last time that we would see, and certainly in this discussion, when we get to the next four, this is the last movie that has a major action sequence with a full-sized animatronic. more or less full size. This is the last time. In
terms of a big dinosaur,
yes,
but there actually is. Well, we'll get to we'll get to them. But the Spinosaurus sequence, like it's good. Like the animatronic work is fucking amazing in this movie. For sure.
The Velociraptors are still happening. I mean, there's a good balance. There's a good balance.
They're not. They did do that stupid shit where it's like he can.
The stupid bone,
the bone thing where
he can communicate with it. That's dumb.
Of course, they always have to like do something to like build upon previous shit. It's like
the two dumbest things are that, and of course, Alan, the dream with the Velociraptor.
Yeah. Okay, do you guys know why? Hold on, I don't think a lot of people catch this. Do you know why that sequence is in the movie?
Someone.
Do you know they set that up? Do you know why?
No.
Okay, so do you remember when Alan is visiting Ellie, her house?
Yeah.
And he's in the kitchen and he's talking to the parrot. Is my name Alan? Is my name Alan? Do you know what they were doing? They were basically connecting a fucking bird. This is the fucking retarded theory that paleontologists, evolutionary paleontologists have, is that they think that dinosaurs became birds. That's why
related,
it's a setup. Yeah, they're setting up and paying off that he's seeing a velociraptor on the plane say his name because it's related to when he is trying to get the parrot to say his name.
Yeah, stupid.
That's why.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I forgot
because
okay.
the paleontologist Jack Horner he was a consultant.
He's the one
in the
that
first film. He believes
that
that birds.
Yeah.
He believes that birds and dinosaurs are the same thing. So that's why that's in there. A lot of people just think it's this random non sequitur dream that he has. You could take it out.
Well, it still comes across that way. Like it's just it's so like out of place for this franchise. It's so weird. It's the weirdest moment of this franchise.
Yeah.
Like if you can't get past that stupid like 2-second part, then you're not going to like this movie. But I don't give a shit about that. I would much rather watch this movie over Lost World.
Yes.
Even though I don't think it's not
grand.
But
it's simple. It's lean.
That's fine.
Dude, I thought I was going to be the only one like the kind of defending this movie. Like,
I mean, there's a lot of
there's a lot to like.
Shitty effects in this film, like especially a lot of the green screen stuff. And but it's like,
you mean the parasailing?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
That
looks like ass
at the beginning.
And even later in the film, like
when the pterodon's kind of by the backpack, whatever.
Yeah, and he's flying. You think he dies.
He's that's right. Yeah, stupid.
It's just
Billy gets attacked by three. Exactly. No, first two pteranodons or pterodactyls. And he later ends up living. Sure.
Somehow.
Whenever I see him, Alexander Nivola, I always think of him in a Face Off when he goes, "Bye, bro."
Oh yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
Did we figure out what condition he has in Face Off?
He's odd. He's got to be autistic.
Okay.
He's spectrum.
Yeah.
He's got to be on there. Yeah.
He's high functioning.
He should have played that in JP3.
Probably, yeah.
I'm sorry, Alan. I thought it would fund the dig.
Bye, Alan.
Bye, Alan.
Oh man. So one thing that I do want to mention that will lead us into the eventual ones is this movie sets up an arc that Alan would have for the proposed plot line that Dominion didn't fucking even come near. So Alan in this movie in a Q&A refers to the dinosaurs as theme park monsters. So this could be fuel for a Dominion arc that they didn't go to. So I'm setting that up right there. We're going to do a payoff later on. But right now, let's rate this movie. All right. Hard cut. What do you say?
I would give it a 6.
I go 6
is good.
6
Yeah.
6 is good. 6 is
Same.
6 is good. Yeah, 6.
Sin, you're on
same.
that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think I would go 7, but
I wouldn't go as high as 7 because
right.
World
I think I
is
would go
higher
7.
than this one for me.
Yeah, that's too bad.
6.25
because we got places to go and damn JP3. When you look at the totality of these movies, JP3 looks pretty damn good. But I'm overruled. It sits at a 6. So there you go.
And now my true hot take is going to come up pretty soon.
And just for the sake of time, okay, I'll run through these real quickly when it comes to the comments, but we may have to go through the world movies pretty quickly.
I mean, that might not be that hard.
There's not
Jacob Ironside says he had to go, but he says JP through 6, the Jurassic World movies. Says Jurassic World movies are one big pile of shit. JP3 is fun as hell. Too damn short for me, dude. It's a solid length.
Yeah,
I have no problem with it.
Right,
the length.
Kaylee says must have not liked him. At some point, maybe she's referring to a character that we were talking about. Megan, how do you not like the parasailing scene? It is so cool how the clouds part, disperse, and they can see the boat is empty and everyone is killed. I thought it was cool. So that probably was the Mosasaurus, yes? Or the Spinosaurus. The Spinosaurus goes in the water too.
On the boat? in part 3?
In part 3 at the beginning.
I mean,
it's theoretical. I mean, it's a theory.
There was no Mosasaurus back then.
What?
Yeah, it didn't come in until Jurassic World.
Yeah,
they created it for that movie.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like they did.
I mean, in the universe. I don't mean for I mean, in the universe, like at that point in JP3's in the Jurassic universe timeline.
There's no way they just had that thing swimming around the island. Like,
like
it would have gone somewhere else. Yeah, people would have.
They would have known about it. It just wasn't there. It just they thought it up. Like, oh, let's just introduce. They always just introduce new dinosaurs as more movies go on. Like, oh yeah, we just happen to have all these new ones. It's like, well, okay.
Yeah,
they weren't around.
How did a mosquito get on a Mosasaurus to
right?
Like...
Ooh, that is a damn good question. All the water dinosaurs, yes, that is a damn good question. You just poked a major hole into the entire franchise right there.
Yeah.
Now, Jurassic World.
Jumping 14 years later?
That's a good question.
Was
2001.
15.
2001 was JP3. There you go.
I already know
you're right. Yeah, 14 years.
I already know that I have a different opinion than Sin on this movie. I don't like this movie, like, at all. And I was in the minority when this came out, but I was like, yeah, fuck this movie. This
You've
movie
never
sucks.
liked it? Yeah.
No, I don't like it.
I thought it was okay.
I don't like it.
It's my favorite of the sequels. Of all of them, this
you
is
mean
my
every sequel?
Of all the sequels of Jurassic Park, yes.
Mm-hmm. Wow, so you think it's even better than the third?
Yes, I do.
JP3, wow.
Yeah.
I think, but to be fair to her, to be fair to Sin, I think that most people would agree with her. Even though I'm with you, I think that I'm with you, Kyle. I think that 3 is better, personally.
Yes. But I'm going to give you a chance. Sin, justify that. Why do you think Jurassic World is better than 3?
I like the way it's put together better than the way the third one is put together. I like the introduction of the new characters. I like the whole dynamic of Chris Pratt sort of being a trainer to the velociraptors and kind of, skirting the line of how close can you really get to a creature like this. I like the fact that when all the shit went down, the park was full. In the first one, there was just a few people there, because it hadn't even opened to the public. So it was kind of like a whole different sort of scenario. You see, things were just so much bigger.
Well, the question becomes, what is more high stakes? A group of people that you know about or a sea of faces that you don't?
Well, obviously, but see, you know about this core group of people, right? But you also have the added issue of there's an entire island full of people that are now going to be attacked by these creatures.
It is cool to see, I guess, even though it kind of negates the whole theme of these movies beforehand, but like they actually get the park working. And so it's that's kind of interesting.
I think that was like what initially, because at this point I was like, oh, fuck, the Jurassic World, whatever. It was the tagline for me that it was like, the park is open.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was a cool way to pull people back in, like, because they're, it's the soft reboot.
Yeah, in some ways it was similar in formula to the
Jurassic
first one.
World, whatever. But I just remember that tagline still sticks with me. Like, that's a cool tagline to kind of pull people back into this franchise that literally has not had a movie for 14 years. And now it's like, okay, well, what would happen if the park actually did open? But like you said, it does negate the whole, like, chaos angle that allowed it to not thrive in the first place. But it's still like a cool concept to drive the universe forward.
And real quick, I'll say the log line for Jurassic World: a new theme park built on the original site of Jurassic Park, so the same island from the first, creates a genetically modified hybrid dinosaur called the Indominus Rex, which escapes containment and goes on a killing spree. Yeah, can we get to that for a second? That whole sequence where they rush to conclusions of the I-Rex having climbed the wall because of just some scratches.
Yeah, that if he had climbed the wall, there would have been some big holes in that wall for him to climb out. Yeah,
scene alone, fuck this movie. Like, that scene sucks.
They had to get them to that point.
From the infrared, whatever.
But the way they got them there wasn't great.
It makes Claire a bloody moron for her to not even double check the thermal readings for where the thing was. Yeah, and it can go in and out, like you can't read it, blah, blah, blah. But you don't just assume that, especially this is actually an indictment onto Owen Grady, or Owen Gravy as some people call him, is he and a bunch of other park rangers go immediately into that paddock.
They just walk into the paddock.
They just walk.
And then that one engineer
just
like,
because Claire said, "Oh, it's gone," and he like kind of implied, "Oh, because were those scratches there before? It's gone. It's gone."
And Pratt's supposed to be the smart one, like the
Yes.
one that. Yeah.
And he's good. This is the thing.
I like Chris Pratt. I like him in this.
Pratt is
He's
good in this movie. His character is great in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it is the peak of this character in this movie.
100%.
Yes, agree.
No, that's true, and
This
it's like
came
it's
out-
great too. Like even the kids are like, we want to be with him.
This came,
Yeah.
He's like,
this movie came out 1 year before Trump.
yeah,
So-
exactly.
So things were
a
still
male
kind of
character
normal.
was still like
Yes.
good.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. So yeah, you still have that aspect, and he's good. He's got charisma. He's a good leading man. So
Yes.
yeah, I'll give the film that. Like I liked him in it, but
then they introduce Blue and the boys, and him just the poster alone. Looking at this that you got up here, Kyle, him riding a freaking
so
motorcycle with
stupid.
raptors all around him. That turned me off so hard.
Interesting.
this is the beginning of like they full on do this in Dominion, but like they're taking some of the potency away from the dinosaurs. Like they're not as
The
scary anymore.
cohabitating angle.
Because at any time they can just change any of these dinosaurs to be like on their side at any point. Like if the writing needs to do so. They even do that with the T-Rex at the end. It's oh god.
You know, the T-Rex doesn't even look like the same design from the previous
It's
movies.
supposed to be the same one from the first one. Like that's supposed to be the same T-Rex.
It is not the same one. I know I hear what you're saying,
Yeah,
but
right,
whoever
I
says
agree,
that
yes.
and the people that intended for that to be, I don't know
Yeah,
what they did,
it's
but that does
supposed to
not
be-
look like the same T-Rex
It's
from
supposed
the
to be
first
her.
movie.
I think, and I could be wrong about this, but if I'm remembering correctly, if like you look at it's got some scarring or something that would have gotten in the first one. I don't know.
From
Like,
the Raptors.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I can't remember, but it's supposed to be the same one, and that's fucking. Again, it's the member berries. You know, this is soft reboot AIDS. That's what this movie is.
Okay, so when Indominus Rex, it escapes. They have ample amount of time to take this fucking thing out.
Oh,
and at one point, Owen says smartly, he says, "You have an M134 mounted on a helicopter and blow this thing away." Yep. And the CEO, who says, How are the patrons of the park, Claire? I care about the patrons. I care about the animals. And at that point, he says, in response to Owen, his suggestion to kill this fucking thing, his response is, all that money, it's something. All that money, no, all the millions I don't know if it goes into billions, but certainly in the millions. All that money will go to waste. Wow, that's a real turn right there.
Yeah.
He was thinking of money, not his virtuous.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, John Hammond entrusted me with his dying wish.
Did he? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what's worse, losing whatever millions of dollars it costs to make that thing, or going Chapter 11 the next morning on your entire park?
Yep.
But do you know what else bothers me about this movie? It's got the same plot as Jaws 3. It's the same fucking story.
Nice.
But like, and Jaws 3 sucks. But it's like, that's just it. When Jaws 3 came out, everyone was able to acknowledge, fuck this movie, it sucks.
Yeah.
But they can't do that for Jurassic World. I don't know why. But it's the same movie, the same dumb mistakes. Like everything about it is Jaws 3.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this is better than Jaws 3.
Well, okay, Jaws.
When you're comparing the two in that way, yes, yes, we can admit that. Yes, of course.
But I just mean from a story structure standpoint.
Like, it was like, because you could tell like they're rebooting the franchise, they're putting a little more money into it. The spectacle's bigger now. Like there was like a lot going on in this movie. Like you tell like they were like, we're really trying to restart this franchise. Compared to like where it kind of petered off with Jurassic Park 3. As streamlined and simple as Jurassic Park 3 was, you could tell it was kind of like, okay, we're nearing the end of.
Well, there's a reason why there was 14 years between 3 and this one.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
well, the third one felt conclusory. What else are you going to do? Actually, unfortunately, Alan Grant actually kind of sets it up a little bit when by the way, to go back to JP3, the ending is hopeful, yet that's ridiculous because the military would shoot that motherfucking, like the group of pteranodons out of the sky because those are civilian, those are dangers to civilians.
Correct.
Yeah.
Later on. Yeah. And he says, so Alan Grant says, I guess they're looking for new nesting grounds. It's a whole new world for them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Back to Jurassic World. Yeah.
Well, I thought it was like, if you're gonna do it, I'm not saying they should have done it, but it did feel like a logical way to like, okay, here's how to revive this kind of basically dead franchise.
Like I don't, to give the movie credit, I don't see any other better way they could have done it. Like, but fucking Vincent D'Onofrio playing his weirdo self in that movie. Like, there's just so much stupid shit in it. It's annoying.
Well, I was waiting for his toilet scene and it didn't come on.
Yeah, not a fan. And I'm always in the minority on this one. I fucking hate this movie.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, the whole inciting incident moment really took me out of the movie. That's really what brought this movie down highly, is the stupidity, the lengths of stupidity. Scene? Yeah, of the assumption that the I-Rex it disappeared.
Yeah.
And, the implication that they give to the audiences or the characters that the dino wanted to make was that I want them to think that I scratched the wall and that I climbed up out of there.
No, it's a really smart dinosaur.
Oh, it's really smart.
Yeah, see, Kyle, you can't even get over that because it is stupid. Like that whole sequence was so annoying.
Oh, and
I checked out.
This is also, they bring back BD Wong.
Yeah,
hey, I'm fine with that. Look, he's good. He's fine.
Was he in the first one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I completely forgot.
His character, Dr. Wu, is the same.
They kept bringing him back too.
He's the character in the book that Hammond hires to design the dinosaurs, and he makes the stupid mistake of using the amphibian DNA and doesn't realize what all that is about. He dies in the book. He's done. He's gone. But
a lot of people die in the book.
Yeah, well, it's very different.
Malcolm died in the book.
Like, so they bring him back, and it's like, oh yeah, it's kind of almost in like a member berry way. Like, oh, here's a character that ties it to the first movie. But then at the same time, like what they do with him, and then how they continue his character throughout the entire.
That's what I'm saying.
Series.
That's why it's memberberry, because they bring him in there. Oh, remember him, and then he's not the same person as he was in the original. No. He's just some technician in the first movie. Yeah, like regardless of who he is in the book.
Yeah.
Like he still is part of like the.
He's kind of just like he doesn't seem like he has any nefarious.
No, he's just a dude. Like, it's just like a scientist guy.
He's a scientist, and like when Grant's talking to him in the first movie, like he's kind of just like, "Oh yeah, it's just a velociraptor. We just bred a velociraptor because it's cool."
They just make him like much more sinister and corporate minded.
Yeah, now.
Well, maybe because that's just the evolution of his character.
Yeah,
perhaps
that's what
fair.
They want you to think, but I don't
like
buy it.
Just bringing him back specifically was very calculated.
Characters in this franchise having arcs, you can't expect that, okay? I'm being sardonic, okay? But no, I'm actually with you, Sin. Is like I'm fine with this.
I could see this happening.
Wu being in this is fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I know. The next movie, what the fuck? Like, he goes like full on supervillain in the next movie.
Really? Fallen Kingdom or Dominion?
Fallen Kingdom.
In Dominion, he has a redemption arc.
Yes, he has his redemption arc.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that fucking for the sake of time, we're gonna move on from this. Okay,
so you don't like him in that movie, but he's fine in Jurassic World. Like,
of course I can't say that. Of course I could say that. I could say they did fine with reintroducing a character and then they fuck it up later on. Why not?
Well, yeah, they did.
He should have just been in Jurassic World then, and then move on. Like, why carry him through the entire series? Because he's the character who's been in the first movie. Like, Who cares? He's just a scientist.
I don't
For same reason that they brought back the 3 core characters.
No.
Well,
I don't care.
Oh,
As shitty
you
as
had to bring it up, Sin. You had to bring it up.
to bring them up,
Come on.
as shitty as it is to bring them up, they still kind of felt the same.
Yeah.
Whereas he doesn't. He feels completely different. They just made him like bad.
Yeah, because he wasn't that important in the first movie.
Yes.
Of course, like Grant and Ellie and Malcolm, of course they're important. They're the core characters, so they're sprinkled throughout this entire franchise. So bringing them back, it's like, well, of course, like everyone's going to be like, oh, look who's
those
back.
are your
Like
legacy
nobody gives a
characters.
shit that Dr. Wu is back.
Yeah.
It's kind of just a throwaway. So I was okay with it for Jurassic World. Like, oh, I see what you're doing there. But like to carry him throughout the rest of the Jurassic World movies seemed like why?
And to be clear, I don't care that they bring him back. It's just they bring him back and he's not the
just
same
totally
person.
different character.
That's my problem. Like if they brought him back, but you still felt like he was the same dude from the first one, that would totally fine. Have him be a consultant or something at the park, and he doesn't like how Bryce Dallas Howard is running things. Whatever, I don't know. But they just turn him into a fucking.
Yeah, he turns into a supervillain.
Yeah.
I want to end real quickly on a positive note. I actually so it has nothing to do with dinosaurs. I think the best moment in the movie is a character moment when Claire rescues Owen from some kind of biting, flying creature, blah, blah, blah. And he just gets up right away and he brings her into him and kisses her. No talking. No, oh my God, how dare you? Yeah, I didn't say anything about consent, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
The kids that watch that happen,
yeah.
then they consider him a badass. He's cool. It's like, this character of Owen Grady actually is the standout of the movie.
I agree with that.
Chris Pratt is great in the movie. Like, he's actually the best thing in the movie.
Yeah.
He
agree
is.
with that. Yeah.
Actually.
One more thing. Fuck Michael Giacchino's score. Sucks.
Dude, this score
Terrible.
feels like going through the motions.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's like
He's
he's been on autopilot since the early 2000s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the score in the second one felt like to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
All right. Let's rank this thing.
I would rank it higher than you guys, so I'm probably going to get outvoted here.
No, I don't know. I'm going to get outvoted. Not you.
I would give it a 7 or 7.5. I wouldn't give it an 8.
Did you just say 7?
7 or 7.5, but on this scale we can't do 7.5, so I would just set it at 7.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to rate it a 5. I think it's on the same level as 2.
Oof.
I actually went 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop this at 4.
So it's going to sit at 5.
Well, given all that, I think it does sit at 5.
Going to sit at 5.
Yeah.
My desired outcome.
All right.
Or 5.5.
There it is. Look at that, audience. Yeah. Like that. It's
I
mid.
completely disagree with this rating here that we've got going on. Totally.
We got you on record. Okay, what's next? And audience, we're gonna move through the comments. We're gonna go straight to the next movie. Here we go. We'll get to your comments after we get through the rest of the world movies. Okay, and here we go. There it is. Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Let's read a plot synopsis from this movie. Here we go. Quick logline. When the island's dormant volcano begins roaring to life, the island is the same one from Jurassic World and Jurassic Park 1.
Yes.
Owen and Claire mount a campaign. No, they don't. They're actually hired by a campaign to rescue the remaining dinosaurs from this extinction level event. There you go.
Lockwood. Who
okay.
Does not exist.
Yeah.
So Lockwood is an older character that they retcon and say Ben Lockwood. Is it Ben?
Who cares?
Is it Ben Lockwood? Because I just realized that they have a Ben character from the third film. That's Taleone's boyfriend character.
No,
Ben.
no,
Okay.
It's just Lockwood.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lockwood is a contemporary that they've retcon and say that John Hammond's best friend was Lockwood, and then they were venturing together.
No,
blah blah blah. Okay. Who has the most opinion about this aspect of the movie? Sin, Hardcut?
About Lockwood?
Yes.
Well, the whole purpose of him was to bring that stupid clone girl in.
Fuck
I
Lockwood.
hated her character.
Fuck that
stupid clone daughter. Clone.
I hate that. Well, the what she did at the end, I was like, I wanted that little kid to die.
Oh my god!
That ending to this movie, where
that
she
really
takes it upon herself to open
They're
that
just
gate,
like me. They deserve to live.
Fuck you. They're nothing like you.
I know.
She causes death and destruction.
Yes.
She is not held accountable for.
No.
It's not.
And she's this little bitch in Dominion.
That.
She's this stuck-up little English brat in the next movie without any awareness of what she caused from pushing that button.
That's the thing. It's not just what she did, which is already bad enough in itself, but the movie wants you to be like, oh yeah, I side with her. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. She made the correct moral decision. Mm-hmm. So we are now in the moral bankruptcy phase of movies.
Yes, the moral superiority of children.
Yes.
Yeah. Because both, like, Chris Pratt's like, don't you push that button.
Yeah.
And like, and
there's no going back.
The girlfriend did back.
Yeah. She wants to push it, but then she has a moment of clarity, like, no, I'm not a child. We can't let them out into the wild.
Can't go by your emotion of what you're seeing in this moment.
And they're like, sorry, they got to die. And there, that stupid bitch comes up behind them and just hits the button. I was like physically angry.
You wanted to reach into the screen and just throttle.
Building up to seeing the newest film, Bobby hadn't seen Fallen Kingdom or Dominion yet, so I couldn't wait till he watched Fallen Kingdom because of how fucking terrible it is.
I was texting him while I was watching it. Like, I was like shaking. I was so mad.
So bad, right? Yeah, that moment. Well, I was already having problems with this movie. That moment sealed it for me. I hate this movie. I hate the next one too. I do not like these two movies at all.
I think we're all on the same page when it comes to this. And I'm looking at my notes right now. I have more notes on this one than I do for the previous three, maybe even put together. It's insane. Maybe we can just move on from this because this movie is pretty freaking simple in that. Okay, so. First of all, it goes towards the note that I said before, the observation that there are no character arcs in this movie. Nobody fucking changes. Nothing. It is kind of a ripoff of the second movie, The Lost World, in terms of the plot line.
Yep.
And, getting dinosaurs off the island.
It's a shittier version of Lost World.
Yeah, it's a way to get the dinosaurs off the island. They introduced that stupid Lockwood character and that whole angle.
And the bullshit haunted mansion in Northern California.
And then now what is this? Now this is the Indoraptor? Is that what it's called?
Oh my god! Yeah,
why did that character let him out of the cage?
Oh, no, it does that thing where it looks at the camera and goes, and then pretends.
But smiles, it grins.
It looked like he opened the cage door for it, and then he went to the elevator.
He wanted to extract the tooth
out.
Yeah, Buffalo Bill goes in.
No,
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the little short scientist or the little short financier guy or whatever. That little.
The one who was one of the Nazis from Captain America.
Yes, he looked like he let him out of his cage. Why?
No,
that's what it looked like.
He doesn't let him out.
Yeah, because Buffalo Bill goes in. He goes, "Hey, say you're about a size 14."
Yeah,
Buffalo Bill. Love the Buffalo Bill.
So he shoots him with a trank.
It'd be funny if you went into the cage of the Indoraptor and said, "Hey, Indoraptor, see anything you like?"
Screams at him, and he goes,
hits him against the cage, and he starts crying like, so stupid. And of course, it gets out, and it's like just.
I'm gonna have to go rewatch the scene I'm talking about because I don't think it's the one where where the other guy tried to get his tooth. It was another scene. Maybe it was that whole other creature too.
Okay,
but it was weird.
Right.
It was weird. That whole scene was
Toby
weird.
Jones. I don't remember.
And this was directed by.
Dinosaurs.
I thought it was him, but I'll rewatch it. This was directed by the guy who made The Orphanage, which is surprising to me because this movie's terrible. Of course, maybe
this is what happens when the studio system just bears down on filmmakers.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, this is also the phase where they just started giving first-time directors or hack directors big budget movies.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you made this little, indie that costs $750,000. Okay, we'll give you a franchise. And it's like, what the fuck?
Here's a $200 million like blockbuster level feature.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
it's the era of the yes man. And that's what they wanted. They just wanted a dude that would just do whatever the producers, the studio asked him to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wish we had more time to talk about this movie, but we don't. Just real quick. So they have additional 2 characters into this movie that they put in. Their names are Zia, or Franklin. We got a beta character that is introduced that screams like a little girl, and then Zia, who is this like neo. It's basically boss babe, and she's a neo-feminist, is what I call them, and. This is the thing that people do not recognize, do not acknowledge about this movie, is in the scene when it's discovered that Owen realizes, oh, they're only here to collect Blue mainly, and they trank her. They then trank Buffalo Bill tranks Owen. He falls down. Zia, who is on the side, supposed to be on the side of Owen Grady, leaves him for dead.
Mm-hmm.
They all know that the volcano is erupting.
Yeah, he rolls away from the
line.
line.
They forced her. I thought they forced her to go because the animal.
They did have guns on her. It wasn't like she had a choice.
They could have easily lifted up Owen and brought him with. They had a team of people.
He was a threat to them, so they didn't. He was a threat to
chain him up.
The people that were moving they didn't care. So the reason they took her is because Blue was injured. She had been shot, and she was the only one who could fix her. So they forcibly took her. I don't think she willingly left.
She offered to take care of Blue.
Yeah.
Oh, did she? Well,
yes.
Okay.
The thing to do would have been, if you don't take Owen with us, then I'm not helping.
I'm not going to help.
She did nothing from her. And then later on, when she realizes, when he comes into a scene and he's still alive, oh, hey. Fuck off. Like, no, I hate these new characters that came into the movie. I hate the clone daughter. That actress, when she's supposed to be terrified from the Indoraptor coming through the mansion, all that stuff, her screams are so half-hearted. When you compare the actress who played Lex from the first film, blood-curdling screams, dynamic, just amazing performance. And then you have this actress who has these screams that are so. That's it.
Her character also does really stupid. Like, why did she went and hid on her bed?
Yeah, and then just stared
right on top of her bed.
Oh, and then right afterwards, she works up the gumption to then being able to lead Chris Pratt up and scale the walls of this mansion up to the roof.
Yeah.
Stupid.
No sense made. This is the commonality, like a frequent note that I made after a lot of notes was no sense was made here. No sense made.
Kyle, the one thing I will say about the Justice Smith character, the one moment that I actually liked with him was when him and Chris Pratt are sitting across from each other on the plane and they're like heading to the island and they have a little exchange. And I can't remember exactly what they say to each other, but Justice Smith's response is like, "We're not compatible," just showing how different
fucking beta he is.
He was compared to Chris Pratt's character, and it's like, exactly. Can we just like?
And I don't think the movie and the filmmakers are pretending that he's not, but the thing is that we're supposed to like him.
Exactly. No.
Yeah.
The filmmakers are expecting us to like him as the comic relief, but all he is annoying, and I wanted him to die.
Because this is made when like the whole modern audience, they think that they're creating these new characters to appeal to this invisible modern audience.
Yeah, the modern audience that it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Look at the lawyer from the first film, Gennaro. He fucking dies because he's a coward, and he's whimpering over to the laboratory outside.
He leaves the kids.
he leaves the kids, and that's exactly what Franklin would do if he were in that situation. He wanted to get the hell out of every scenario, and he kept worrying about, is it the T-Rex? Is it the T-Rex? Is it the T-Rex? Over and over again.
But Kyle, it's okay because in the next film, he's a CIA agent.
Oh, yeah, and he's trying to grow facial hair, and he deepens his voice. I have a theory that they post-edited his voice to make it look deeper.
Yeah,
another thing about this is the thing that we see with Chris Pratt's character, Owen Grady, is that a lot of this movie, first of all, he is just not the same character. He doesn't act the same. He's not written the same. A lot of the moments when he's reacting to these events, etc., the dinosaurs, he's all of a sudden a mouth breather. He's just it's like he just like checked out. He's just cashing a paycheck at this point.
In that film especially, yes, he doesn't give a shit. Like it's like he read the script and it's like, well, what am I doing in this? Like,
and he doesn't have a character arc. Nobody does. Nobody does. In fact, they regress. If anything, we're done with this movie. We're ranking it. Okay, we're moving on. Ending. Where do we rate the Hardcut? Where do you rate this movie, Matt and Bobby? Where do you put this? Yeah,
I'm trying to decide between 1 and 2. Like it's better. This movie jumped the Mosasaurus, whatever the fuck the water dinosaur is.
Yeah.
Like this
jumped the Mosasaurus.
This was a terrible fucking movie. Like I was so annoyed when I saw this.
Is it worse than Dominion though? Like just in terms of the overall.
Yeah, that's tough.
Oh, I think they're both terrible. I think they're both two big piles of shit. That's what I feel about those two.
To me, it's like Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. They're both just as shitty, but for different reasons.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make them less shitty.
For just different reasons.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
I mean, it's a 1 or a 2. It's not like it's...
I'll give it a 2. Fuck this movie.
I'm going to go 2 as well.
Fuck this movie too. To put it in 2. I rated it 2.
I'll go with you guys. I'm fine. I mean, I'd be happy with 1 big pile of shit, but I'm fine with 2.
One
it's
big
terrible.
pile of shit is a 1, and 10 is whatever.
Yeah, I really intensely dislike these two films specifically.
Man, now that I know what that one's called, 1 Big Pile of Shit, I just feel like it would feel appropriate being in there.
Yeah,
hey, and in its honor, because it is in the red. Yeah, it's not at 1; it's a 2. Like the only good things about this.
Will it let you cross between? Like
no,
let it sit at 1 and 2.
No. We just say it was solid, even
I like these
no decimal
half numbers.
point.
I even go quarter numbers.
All right, let's see if this plays in honor of its category.
That is 1 big pile of shit.
Yeah. And wasn't Ian Malcolm in this one?
Yeah, for a second. Like
at a hearing.
He's at the hearing.
But like saying the exact thing that is the opposite of what Maisie does at the end.
Correct.
Where he's just like, we need to like stop
that
this.
scene was specifically filmed for the trailer, just so they could show him in the trailer and make you think he's in the movie. Yeah. Fuck that movie. Sucked.
Yeah. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom falls into the red range of 1 big pile of shit. And now we can move on to God Have Mercy on Our Souls.
Dominion.
Jurassic World Dominion. I will read a synopsis. 4 years after the destruction of Isla Nublar, which is Fallen Kingdom events, Biosyn, blah blah blah, operatives attempt to track down Maisie Lockwood, that fucking clone. While that fucking clone is not in the synopsis on IMDb, I'm just adding these little impromptu add-ons. While Dr. Ellie Sattler investigates a genetically engineered swarm of giant insects, those fucking locusts. Pardon our anger, everyone, but this movie is... I said it when I was on the stream with Box Office Brawler, just talking about the first, when we eventually just a little tidbit of my opinion on this. I think this movie is an abomination in context to this franchise.
Yeah. This movie, okay, I'm going to throw some shade at the costume designer for this movie because, first of all, when you meet Ellie Sattler, she's wearing the same fucking clothes that she's wearing in Jurassic Park 1.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. You don't need to...
Well, dude, she's very frugal.
If you're going to member berry, you don't need to go that deep. You know what I mean? And also, the fucking, like, that mercenary guy wearing that dumb trench coat, like, he's just wearing, like, bad guy clothes, you know? It's so fucking stupid.
When he steals... the dinosaur from Chris Pratt. Yeah.
Oh, God.
God, yeah.
I mean, we've got Jason Bourne chase sequences on rooftops, shot the exact same way.
With the dinosaur going through the window.
The second unit director, Dan Bradley, of this movie is the second unit director of all the Bourne movies. So,
yes, that's interesting.
I saw his name at the end. And I was like, "That's why. That makes sense. It all makes sense." Oh my God, he did the same fucking scene.
We paid a little homage to that in our review.
Yeah, Bobby did a really good edit with that.
I saw that. Yeah, it was good. Yeah. Oh shit, that's Jason Bourne. After the raptor crashes through the window, the door window.
Not only that whole concept is fucking retarded, but she outruns a velociraptor.
Yeah. And Chris Pratt is like, did you catch up with the chick that we're looking for to apprehend? And he treats Claire, who is a civilian, is a fucking civilian. All she was a project manager from Jurassic World. Treats her as if she were military.
Overweight Bryce Dallas Howard.
Out of weight.
I mean, not comparative to the later films she was in.
She outruns a velociraptor. Yeah. And then, like, she's, like, barely ahead of it. Then it, like, cuts. And then when the velociraptor, it shows the velociraptor, and then it cuts back to her, and she's, like, way ahead of it.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Those things run like 50 miles an hour.
Yeah, well, that was...
No. Yeah. To go back to Muldoon's line from the first film, what does he asked how fast they go by Alan Grant, I believe. Cheetah speed, 50, 60 miles an hour if they get out into the open.
Yeah, that's just one of several things. One of the things that stuck out to me as being just jumped out at smacked me in the head was when they were on the frozen ice. What's his face? Chris Pratt and the pilot lady.
Yeah.
And it's very cold. He goes down in the water. You know, he gets rescued. He comes out, whatever. So they're both wet, and then they run and jump over these bars, put their hands on the bars in this freezing cold weather. Their skin would have been ripped right off.
I didn't even think about that.
I mean, sure, yeah.
I saw that, and it was just like, oh, come on. So there were like all these little stupid things that were going on. And one of the first notes I wrote when I rewatched this terrible movie was Maisie is annoying as shit. I absolutely hated her. She's worse. She's definitely
somehow
worse.
She manages to get even more conceited.
She's more insufferable. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like it's like, oh, you know that moment at the end of the last film where I made you hate me? Well, I'm going to ramp that up to 11.
Like all of this stuff that's going on is her fault, pretty much.
This entire thing is her fault, and she takes no accountability for it, and no remorse whatsoever. Like, and this movie starts with the montage of like dinosaurs are now living amongst us and causing accidents, and there's like annual deaths like attributed to dinosaurs every year. Every single one of those deaths is on her.
All of them.
All of them. Every single one of them, and there's zero remorse or accountability.
Yeah, she was. I would have loved it if she died. And what do y'all think about the fan service with the Barbasol container?
That was so stupid.
Completely pointless.
When I first saw that, I was like, "What's
why
that
would
about?
no? That's a legit question. Why would he have that? What is the purpose of having it? All those embryos are useless at that point.
Fan service
that's not even the thing. Like. That got lost.
How would he have found it?
How would he have found it? First of all,
a metal detector.
I was waiting for him to be like, "Well, I lost this thing. I'm glad that I put a tracking device inside of it."
He never went to Nublar. Like, there's no reason for him to have that Barbasol. It's literally there so you could be like, "Oh, this is the character from the original Jurassic Park movie," because the character of Dodgson does not show up again until this movie. Like, he's the villain in Lost World in the book, but they just abandoned that. So they have to tie him back. It was like, we got to bring Biosyn in, the rival company to Engine, and Dodgson back. because he's this big villain in the book, and it's like, well, we might as well make him the big villain in the movie again, even though he hasn't been mentioned since 1993.
Well, and so we brought up Asian Doctor and like how shitty that, like in my opinion, how shitty that was bringing
Dr.
him
Wu.
back. It's they do that like times a million with Dodgson in this. Now he's like fucking Steve Jobs.
Yeah, he's basically.
It's like what?
He's a corporate like. He does like corporate espionage in the book.
Yes.
Like he works for Biosyn as like he's known for just doing shady shit and getting shit done, and he's like a dark dude. They make him like Steve Jobs.
Yeah,
he's like he's running the show, and he's like this good guy, and
throwing these weird temper tantrums.
Oh my god!
How are you doing on time, guys?
It's 9 your time.
We can close. Okay. We can close it out.
We can close it out when you're ready. So we're good.
Yeah, we're good. We can finish it.
You can finish the next film?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
you guys have seen Rebirth?
We've released our review on Rebirth. So
that's right. You guys have.
Yeah. And it's a good video. It's a good review. So, what do you think about the way that they brought back the OG characters? You got Alan Grant, you got Ellie Sattler, and Ian Malcolm coming back for the first time all together.
Alan Grant gets cucked. He
does. There's no point for him.
He does
to be in this film. Like, if you want to just go with like Ellie, fine. Like, she because she's the paleontologist. She's like tied into like what these locusts are doing. So
that whole subplot is so fucking stupid.
It makes more sense for her character to be involved with that. So if you want to just bring her in, fine. Bringing Grant in was like totally like, well, we brought her in. It would be cool to have Grant back, and it's like, but you don't.
Of course,
there's no reason for Grant to be there.
The thought process
it's
was
nostalgia bait, is all it was.
We want to have the nostalgia bait, but we can't because he's a man. We can't have him do things. So Ellie's got to do everything, and Alan's just got to be like in the background. And he's like beta about his feelings towards her too.
Yeah, he's standoffish about. I think I like you, Ellie. All those times when we, slept together out of convenience in the first film. They totally did. They were just coworkers that were so dedicated to their work that they, out of convenience, were a quasi couple. That's all.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not because they had amazing chemistry. It's just because they worked together and I'm a man. You're a woman.
It was just like another. It's like you know what it kind of felt like? Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls. Like, let's bring Marion back just so we can have them get together at the end of the movie.
Yes,
kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you have that moment where she's like, "Well, I have to go meet my contact at the Times and like do this whole thing," and he's like, "I'm coming with you." Yeah. And then they finally get together. Like we've been yearning for them to get together since the first Jurassic Park movie. It's like, no, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, this is not interesting.
And in Laura Dern's defense, at least she doesn't have that like I'm happy I'm working grin on her face that Karen Allen had in Indiana Jones 4.
I'm sorry, dude, but Laura Dern is terrible in this movie.
I'm not saying that she's not, but she's still
terrible. But
she's still
I take back my sorry. I'm not sorry if you're saying that. That's just a fact, dude. She has some of these takes. Some takes in this movie appear as though she is performing separately from the rest of the sequence. Like, what is it? Let me see. I have a note here where I got a lot of notes for this movie too. It's kind of crazy, actually. She basically, okay, so here is it. Yeah. She was better in 3, even though it was a small role.
Yeah.
Her performance comes across as if she's doing theater. She's playing her expressions up too much, and her takes seem as though they were filmed separately. They're like disconnected. At one point, she responds to something somebody says in the group with Ian and Alan and I think another character in there, and she says, "That's bullshit." And it's just, if I had I should have saved a clip and just play it just to exemplify how out of place her take seems. A lot, and again, her expressions are just too over the top. Do you remember in the tent sequence when she's talking to Alan? Oh, God. She's just like just giving too much energy. Like, pull back. It's way too much.
Yeah, I remember watching it thinking like it was off. With all of her scenes, they were off. Yeah. I might not have like got into it the way you did, like look into it that much, but I did feel like something was off for sure. Like it was like when she's in a David Lynch movie, she kind of, and it's just kind of the nature of David Lynch movies, she kind of has this like, I don't know, sort of overacting. That might not be the right way to describe it, but it almost felt like her acting in David Lynch movies in this movie, you know?
Yeah, I'd like to ask the question, why would Macy, our, star clone character in here, why would she recognize Ellie and Alan that they were in Jurassic Park 30 years ago?
Yeah, well, okay.
Like they were celebrities.
She could have been just like into the lore of the whole park,
into the lore of an event that occurred like outside of the public
maybe
eye.
Because, Owen and what's-her-face were connected with that.
Do you hear how I'm giving it a bullshit rationalization the way you guys did about Dr. Wu? Doing the same thing.
Dr. Wu.
Well, I mean, there's certainly leaps, there's certainly gaps you have to fill in with some of this stuff.
Like when Owen Grady meets Alan Grant and they both have a little like, oh, you're Alan Grant, you're Owen Grady. Oh my God.
That's so dumb.
Not only that, like not only is this girl a clone, she's like a Jesus baby. Because
everyone sees her. Yeah, everyone sees her. And
she can also control the velociraptor. Eyes on me. I hated that scene. I hated that scene so much.
Didn't the mom like have the DNA in her to
No, they explain that like it's like a passed on trait. It's like, so the baby just has it.
Yeah, but why don't they look like fucking frogs or something? Like why are they part frog, because isn't that I can't remember exactly, but she has like her mom like gave birth to her without she didn't have sex with anyone, right? Like
because they say these reptiles can have a baby.
Yeah, because they
without.
Sure, she probably used dinosaur sperm.
Well, she impregnated herself.
So the other thing too is this movie it doesn't really get into this that much, but they have some of the dinosaurs with the feathers in this movie because nowadays the scientific community believes that that's actually the more accurate representation of
visually.
Yes. So basically all the dinosaurs that we're seeing in the past movies, they're kind of using the excuse, the reason why they look like that is because of the genetic mixture.
Up,
So why doesn't she and her mom look part fucking reptile? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Am I crazy?
No. It's fair. I mean, by this point, I just don't give a shit what any of these dinosaurs look like. They're all just, here's another species we found and just made. And it's like, how many more species are just unknown? Like, you could just keep coming up with as many new species as you want.
There's no end to it.
There's no end to it.
It gets boring. To me, it gets boring because I get really desensitized to it. That's why I said I've watched 7 dinosaur movies in the span of 3 weeks, and 6 of those have been in the past week or week and a half. I am tired of dinosaurs. Y'all, I went through all of these movies again.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of them.
I think that also part of the reason why you're just sort of done by the end of it is it's kind of what Kyle's point was early on in the stream, where he brought up the dinosaurs have that character in the first film, and in by the time we get to the 6th film, there is no character. They're just like dumb monsters.
Yeah.
With dumb monster sound effects.
They're just levels they have to get past in a game, basically.
Yeah, exactly. I will. Okay, so I do have one positive thing to say about this movie. One thing that I kind of liked, which was the scene, and I these were my favorite dinosaurs as a kid, but I can't remember what they're called. But the ones with the fins, where they're in that cave.
The Dilophosaurus.
No, not the one that's not the spitter. The one with it starts with the D, like the Dilophosaurus. Shit. It's when they get Malcolm's on the other side of the gate and he's trying to open up the gate. Is it
the one with the hard head that's got like a helmet looking on head, right? The real hard skull? Is it that one?
No, it's got the orange fin, the big orange. They crawl and they've got the big orange fins.
Oh yeah, they run into them in the caves.
That scene's actually okay. And they, because of all the shit they got for the CG in the previous 2 films, they actually built some animatronics for this film, and those were all animatronic pretty much, and it looks great. That scene was like kind of creepy because they're in this dark cave, and then he runs into the flat, he climbs up that ladder and runs into the dinosaur and screams at him. That was okay. Like some dino terror, you know?
Yeah, you're really grasping for straws when it comes to this.
I totally
Dodson
am.
is the one that gets killed by the Dilophosaurus. Yeah, they come into the
which is like poetic because that's how Nedry died. It's so stupid.
How ridiculous was it and retarded that there's a beat between those Dilophosauruses in which she says, "So what's your story?"
Yeah. So what's your what?
What is it? So it's supposed to be a comedic beat, but in terms of the context of the character speaking English to a fucking dinosaur is what?
Oh.
Yeah, it's bad.
That character as an antagonist is so damn weak and unintimidating. At one point, he has a moment where he has a fit and he just does.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Throwing weird fits. The way he was like,
dear
was
God,
terrible. It was bad.
Yeah. So lastly, before we move on, so the setup from the earlier discussion about Alan considering the dinosaurs theme park monsters. I made a video. It's way back in the catalog on my channel, where I pitched that this movie should have been about Alan Grant becoming a hunter and killing off these dinosaurs because of a vendetta that he would have had that would have been spurred on from, say, the pitch would be Lex's son or child, whatever, was attacked by one of the dinosaurs after they were loosed by the fucking clone chick, little girl. And so in Dominion, it would be the Lex's daughter or son would have gotten attacked. And then it would have given a motivation for Alan to start just killing off these dinosaurs. And again, in Jurassic 3, he considers them monsters. So it's that's a little setup right there, a little kernel that would sprout in this one. Because as it is, they don't do anything with these characters. He's fiddling around in a lab with Ellie with giant fucking locusts. It's so...
He takes his cue from Maisie when he triangulates and he puts his hand out. He watches the little girl and he's like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. That's all he does.
Well, yeah, but like the problem with your idea, Kyle, is that you can't use legacy characters like that. You know, legacy characters have to be relegated to the background, just like Luke Skywalker.
Well, I thought you were going to say they don't change, that they're the same.
No. I think like what you're saying, like that sounds at least interesting. You know what I mean? And like if this concept was made back in like the early 2000s, they might have done something like that. But because of the way things are now, like I just bring it back to Luke Skywalker or any of the legacy characters in the Star Wars movies. They're just background characters. They don't. Okay,
but the way that they
people into the movies, you know,
the way that they treated Luke Skywalker in Last Jedi was so contrived. It didn't have any kernels of a setup. This is the difference here, is that there is a motivation, a shades of motivation from the previous films.
No, I agree with
that
you.
Alan Grant, I'm just pitching it at this point. I'm like finishing up the pitch, is that it was set up that he hates these genetically engineered dinosaurs. He loves the bones, but he hates these. He doesn't even consider them real, like really dinosaurs. They even get into more of the explanation of these aren't even dinosaurs. I think Wu says at one point, these aren't dinosaurs. These are genetically cloned and modified because they have to fill in the sequences of the DNA with other animals. Okay, so they're not even entirely dinosaurs. So, but some characters do consider them animals still, like Owen Grady. And so this is what would have happened, is you would have had the conservationist, the animal conservation examination of Owen Grady and Claire bumping heads with the vendetta that Alan Grant has to wipe out these fucking dinosaurs from America, wherever. unbelievably, apparently they cross oceans. There's a map that shows the beginning of the movie, a digital map. It's
They're
ridiculous.
just everywhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere now. So that would have been an examination of animal conservation versus human survivalism. I would have wanted to see that movie. This movie, as it is a wasted opportunity. There's a whole bunch of dialogue that is just like non sequitur, almost like ADD with balancing these characters. The editing is ridiculous in the third act when they're all climbing up that ladder, and it just like jump cuts to them already up there. Everyone's already up there. Blah blah blah. It's terribly directed. It's terribly written. It's fucking boring. It feels like it's two and a half
long.
to 3 hours. Oh, it may even be 2.5 hours. It feels 3 hours.
I think it's really long.
Yeah. This movie is so bad.
An hour into it, I turned to the friend that I was watching it with, and I was like, "What the fuck is this movie about?" Like, there's no each one of these movies has like a unique setting that they get stuck in, and like there's a situation they have to figure out. But this movie,
globetrotting going on.
Yes, it's just side quests.
It's like a globetrotting adventure film.
Yeah, but there's still not like one defined like, okay, what are they going after? What the fuck is going on?
They kidnapped the dinosaur and the girl.
Yeah,
and then they're like, well, we got to go get her. And it's like, what? Okay. But then you have Biosyn doing their whole thing with their freaking locusts, and like there's no like defining storyline that is just like the central focus.
Yeah, if you had to explain someone what the story was, you'd be it's hard to do that. You just explain sequences in the movie. You can't really.
The filmmakers would say, well, it's a lot of layers. It's really layered story.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers to shitty script writing. That's what
there's a lot of layers to shit too. Shit itself.
Use those layers
let's rate this thing. Let's move on.
This is a fucking one. This sucks.
This is easily fits in one big pile of shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sin, what say you?
I agree. I feel like that's how I feel about both these last two movies that we've been talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. At least with Fallen Kingdom, we get a little time on the island.
At least Fallen Kingdom you can laugh at. Like you can enjoy laughing at it. This is just like painful to watch.
Yeah.
That is one big pile of shit.
Yeah. And we can now move to our final film and move on from the dreck that is Jurassic World Dominion to the most recent Jurassic World Rebirth.
Soft reboot.
So meh to mid.
It's
I don't think I'm
the last two.
That's how I felt. That is better than the last two. That's not saying a lot because the last two are terrible.
That's like being the smartest kid with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, one of the things I really hated. I didn't care about any of the characters. The family was in. And the family that was inserted in here had no business being in this story. They should have either made it about Scarlett and her team or about this family.
Exactly.
That's it. Instead, they smushed them together, and I didn't give a crap about any of them. I knew who was going to die. The whole scene with the raft and in that Tyrannosaurus's mouth and not even puncturing it. There was a lot wrong with this film, though it wasn't as annoying to me as the last two, but I still am not crazy about it. I didn't think it was I did give it like a 5 something when I rated it, 5 out of 10, which might be a little generous.
I think I gave it a 5 out of 10 too.
I gave it a 4.5. For this, I'll probably end up dropping it in 4.
It really pulls things back, shrinks the scope down to a more manageable type story. But again, like you said, Sin, it's like you're telling two different stories that are intertwined together and they just don't mesh. But you could still make a case that like you could explain the story simply compared to like the last film.
Yeah.
So, and it's like, it's pulling it back to the familiar territory. It's like, we're back on the island, even though it's a completely new island now. That
another site B.
We're on site C
what
now.
it was? I totally even forgot.
Oh, it's a totally new island that they're like, okay, this is what never made sense to me. In the trailers, you have voiceover of Scarlett Johansson saying like, this island was the original research site for this island was the research site for the original park.
That wasn't was it that in the movie?
Yes, it is. No. No, it's not in the movie. It's in the trailer. She says it's the research island for the original park. And you're thinking like, oh, okay, this goes back. This is pre-Site B shit.
Which is all bullshit still.
Yeah. But when the movie starts, it says 17 years ago. So 17 years ago, even if you want to put it from our current time frame, I was reading that the movie takes place in 2027 based on the timeline of the films. If you go back 17 years, that puts it right before Jurassic World. So it makes more sense that that's the research facility for Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not the park.
There was probably just some last minute tinkering with it. So they just dumped that whole.
Yeah. Because I think that was just to like pull people in, like to tie it to the first one, even though no way. 17 years ago doesn't even get you pre the year 2000. So
that's right.
You know, that doesn't make any sense. Stupid.
Well, also, what was really stupid was the thing that set everything in motion at the very beginning.
Oh my god!
That dumb candy wrapper. Are you
Snickers bar. Oh my god!
No, that so you rightfully so. You guys pointed out Hardcut in your review about that, and it is utterly ridiculous. Right
That's what I
off
opened
the bat.
my review with, a candy wrapper. Really?
There you go. Like no, and
the tone.
No, here's the thing. Yeah. This is evidence that. The factor that limited these ridiculous occurrences, and you mentioned this, Hardcut, Michael Crichton. He wasn't involved in this, and the mitigation of stupid incidents. There's something about David Kapp. For some reason, he finds it okay to make characters fucking stupid and then have incidents that are just ludicrous occur. Yeah. And he's a successful, famous screenwriter and gets away with it.
Yeah, because it just doesn't matter, I guess.
Well, I mean, going back to Lost World for a second, at least we can. There's one small sequence of joy in Lost World where at the end when the T-Rex is rampaging through San Diego and he eats that guy in front of the Blockbuster.
Yeah,
that's David Kapp.
Yeah,
that's David Kapp.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So David Kapp gets eaten at least. That's good.
Yeah, we have that. We always have that.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously when he doesn't have, it's like the Game of Thrones guys. You know, as soon as they lose the George R.R. Martin material, they show
they cannot write. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. At least he still had Lost World to draw from, but they just completely changed it.
Yeah, you know, but there's no excuse in this one.
Right. None.
This is full him.
Yeah, and they're still pulling like the river sequence was pulled from the book, and like it's just, there's little touches here and there. Like they're also like larger story elements that are pulled from Lost World.
It's going to make so much bank. They're going to make another one.
All of these make money.
Of course, they always make money.
Yeah, which is painful.
Yeah, because a lot of the audience has such a low bar, and this is also appealing to kids who don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when Transformers comes out. Like, how
do they still making these movies?
Yeah, like they're going to make it. Michael Bay just signed on to do a sixth one. Unless if you don't count the Bumblebee movie like that shit, but like Michael Bay's coming back to keep fucking it up, you know.
Can we pause real quick to appreciate the death of David Kapp, the screenwriter on screen from JP2?
There he is.
How's the scream, Kyle? Does it live up to a good actor's?
It sounds very ADR'd.
Oh yeah.
No, that's yeah, exactly. Yeah. It sounds as if it's a kid playing house, like when I was a kid and I'm playing with toys and one character is killing another. So he didn't even excel as an actor in that way. Dude, like what's the matter with you? Dude. I mean, apparently he gives the scripts to people for notes and all that stuff, but he must have just excised anyone from his people, the group that circle. Gives him notes from his circle that actually give him logic to how could he have given it to someone constructive criticism of someone in his circle reading that script of Rebirth and with the candy bar wrapper occurring and no one fucking said Yeah, that's really stupid.
Yes, that's what I was kind of saying in the review. Like,
can you do something different?
Maybe we should come up with a more clever way for like things to fail, like in the first movie.
Maybe there's a saboteur.
Yeah,
is that outrageous? Is that outlandish to cook up?
Well, it makes better sense than a candy wrapper.
Yeah, but it doesn't work as fast as a candy wrapper. That was
I think yeah. Time efficiency. Well, okay.
And it doesn't just fuck up that door; it fucks their whole security system.
Yeah.
It's like, what? I thought that was just the outer door.
Yeah.
Apparently, every other door and security system fails.
This is the thing with this movie.
Who designed this? Dennis Nedry?
Probably.
Yeah.
This is the thing with this movie is I really don't remember a lot of it. Watching your review, guys, it brought back little things that I remembered about it. Because so I saw this like 3 weeks ago at this point, and I really I didn't take notes about it, not in the same way that I did for basically JP to Dominion. Just intense notes that I've taken on most of these movies. But with Rebirth, it was just I watched it, I moved away, I moved on. Just a few things of just, okay, so for example, the T-Rex river sequence, that daughter is a moron for opening that raft in front of the T-Rex.
Well, the daughter is a moron, and the T-Rex is Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
T-Rex
how quiet that thing moved, right?
Yeah.
It's also like, they put her in that situation to make that stupid decision, but it's like, okay, well, where else is she going to open it? She can't bring it into the river. She could have like dragged it upriver.
That's what she should.
That's what she should have
done.
Dude,
that's a lot less noisy than what she did.
Sure, and I saw an interview with David Koepp talking about this scene, about how excited he was to be able to finally take the scene from the Crichton novel,
finally ruin it,
right, and put it in, and like if you go back and read that scene in the book, they find a raft and Grant has to open the raft and it makes like a ridiculous sound. Oh. And the T-Rex is like right there and it alerts the T-Rex to their position.
But did he know that the Rex was there?
She knew it was there.
There's the big difference, dude.
Yeah.
Is that in the book, they see like the carcass there and they know something's in the area. But the T-Rex is not just sitting there sleeping right next to him, but like they know it's there, but it's not as close. In the movie, it's like 10 feet away from her. In the book, it's further away. So they think like if we open it up, it won't wake it up or it won't disturb it. But it is very similar.
They're taking the risk, a reasonable risk.
They take a reasonable risk.
Is the raft in like cube form in the book? Like I don't remember because like it's like
I don't remember if they describe the shape, but they have to inflate it.
It's very obvious that in the shape that it's in, when you inflate it, it's going to make a fucking loud noise.
Yeah. I think common sense to everyone would say that.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Automatic inflation would cause loud noise.
Yes. It's more believable about how it's executed in the book, but it is a similar situation. But she just like does it literally like right in front of it.
Yeah, with no hesitation.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have at least appreciated if she had winced. Like, pulling the thing. No, there's none of that.
And she just turns around and the T-Rex is gone. I was expecting her to say, "So that's what that feels like." Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So that sequence, though, the only good things about it are because of Michael Crichton having written it in the first film. So all they're doing is lifting what was good from the first book.
Except it's with a bunch of characters that you don't give a shit about. So where they get in the raft, they start going down the river, and the T-Rex, they're like, T-Rex, it can't swim, right? And like Lex is like, of course it can swim,
Oh. Well, Lex is a fucking annoying in the book.
Oh, she's terrible in the book.
She's horrible. She's constantly asking, she's constantly saying she's hungry. I'm hungry. Like, what was Crichton thinking? He is not that great of a writer. He's a good writer when it comes to ideas, though.
Yeah, but so once the T-Rex, gets in the water and starts following them, and it's like those types of sequences can be good because now you're dealing with this like singular threat. It's not like super over the top, like fucking raptors chasing you on rooftops, like Jason Bourne. Like I liked I liked the approach that it's like we're pulling it back to
we're taking it to we're grounding this now back to basics.
Yes.
That I can give props to this movie for.
And it's also a very nice looking movie.
Yeah, it's not shot by Giannis. I love to make everything glow and desaturate everything Kaminski. Yes.
It's shot with anamorphic lenses, which I love. Like it's a nice. It's probably the nicest looking one since the first one. Like in terms of just visual style, it looks great. I appreciated that.
There's a conversation to be had about the third film in this one. It's
I like
this looks more grounded. It looks like they shot in more real locations. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I mean, there's some like dodgy green screen in this movie. Not saying that there's not, but overall, because it's Gareth, is it Edwards or Edwards? Edwards, yeah. He's like an effects guy, and like he wants things to look as real as possible. And he shoots like the movie himself. You know, he holds the cameras, he operates. So like you have that like. At least you know that a guy who's like decent at making films is behind it, and so there's like a love for the visual style behind it. I like the way it looked. Yeah.
The antithesis of something looking good would be the D-Rex. This thing, this gigantic monster, mutated whatever. It's an amalgamation of a T-Rex. Okay.
Yeah. The Distortus Rex.
Okay, this thing to me looked like Godzilla.
Sorry.
Okay. This looked like a mutated version of a retarded mutated version of Godzilla and the xenomorph. It was the xenomorph.
But also a beluga whale.
Yeah.
The Dinosaurus Rex.
Yeah.
The head.
Dinosaurus Rex.
Yeah. Demented Saurus Rex.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with that. And then you also got like the weird griffin, eagle-headed, bulbous-necked, raptor-flying dinosaurs, which became forgettable the second we left the theater.
Yeah, more of these dinosaurs in this movie look more bird-like designed, and I wasn't having any of it. The idea that I do not fall into the camp of dinosaurs turn into birds. I think it's a fantasy idea. It's fucking ridiculous. You can look up. There is a scientist actually. If you want to go in depth, or just put this little tidbit right here. A scientist about 15 years ago. This is real life. Found soft tissue from a dinosaur. Mary Schweitzer, a paleontologist, found soft tissue, blood vessels, and collagen from a Tyrannosaurus Rex that is supposedly 68 million years old from a femur, a bone, and it's still soft, which would make it, which would debunk the timeline of evolution. Just saying, right there, just a little real life tidbit there, just to throw in there.
I mean, like, I don't know the exact scientific arguments, but is the argument that they did? I know, and Grant says they evolved into birds, but is the argument that they evolved into birds, or that they're just sort of like an ancestral?
It was that birds were related,
and then they were extinct, and then birds came along after.
Yeah, not necessarily. Yeah, because obviously the asteroid hit in the Yucatan, and then whatever, but. Yeah, I just think that they have similar characteristics to birds. Like they were like a grandfather to birds, basically. Like as opposed to like,
but not an evolutionary step like between them.
Because I mean, if you believe that the asteroid hit the Earth and that like they couldn't have evolved because
they were dead,
everything died.
So you had to have a whole new set of life come, and it's like, okay, it's a little different.
Yeah.
Well, here's where you get in trouble with this whole theory of the asteroid, blah 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 blah. Is that there are still dinosaurs that are still alive. Now you're going to think,
sharks?
What? No, dude. What do you think crocodiles and alligators are?
Well, okay, but like that again, not to side with scientists or anything, but I'm just saying that like there is an aspect of what they say where when you see like a dinosaur in an old 1950s book and they look the way we all thought about dinosaurs, that was a very modern interpretation of what they thought based on the information that they had at the time that dinosaurs looked like. So to us, that's like a crocodile, but now supposedly the more evidence, the more sophistication that we have now to like look at fossils, it appears that they did have more like feather-like skin surfaces. So a crocodile isn't necessarily what a dinosaur was. Does that make sense?
Kyle, you should definitely read Lost World, because a lot of this, Crichton gets into a lot of this in the sequel book as opposed to the first book. He talks like there's a heavy theme in the book about extinction and them studying the dinosaurs on the island to understand why the dinosaurs went extinct in the first place, and getting into how like the record of like when the first bones were discovered in the 1850s, what they thought they were. They thought they were lizards, which is where the name comes from. And like the evolution of from 1850 up to, I guess, when the book was written in 1995 or whatever, leading up to like all the changes of how like our perception of what a dinosaur is has changed like literally every decade for 150 years. So it's just like, it's interesting to see the evolution of like just even where we are in the last 20 years compared to when the first book was written. Our idea of what a dinosaur is completely changed, you know?
Yeah.
Well, but that's the thing is I think a lot of people dismiss, and they don't want people to realize that crocodiles and alligators are dinosaurs because they don't have the "saur" at the end of their name. A crocosaur. Right. And you have so many dinosaurs, which, by the way, that word wasn't invented until the 1800s.
Well, because it's a Latin name for like terrible lizard.
But we also never like we never dug that deep into the earth.
Yeah, we had never discovered bones. That was
when
before.
we found the bones. So
and that was like even on an if you want to talk about it from like a religious standpoint, at the time in the 1850s when these bones were discovered, they thought those bones were from like. They didn't even think of it in terms of like, oh, these were animals that were alive at a time and then became extinct because God wouldn't allow any creature he created to become extinct. So like even at the time, they had like a specific idea of what these bones were that turned out to be something entirely different.
Well,
so like,
yeah, but then once the you know, they started actually studying them, then like from what I understand, and I could be wrong about this, but from what I understand, like the religious people started saying that like, oh, the bones were put there by the devil to confuse people, you know,
that's a whole other thing.
Because this is going inevitably into like an entirely different discussion.
Yeah.
But
I mean, but that's the thing is, and I knew this could happen, and I'm fine with opening it up, but we'll wrap it up soon. It's just the idea of it's still directly related to Jurassic Park, and it goes back to the first film. The literal tagline of the first film is a story or 65 million years in the making, and it's just okay. So they really hammered that home, and that is an aspect to what they purport as science, but there are aspects that are debatable when it comes to the evolutionary theory about what happened to dinosaurs, etc. And that's something that I wanted to, if it organically brought up, could happen in this discussion, and I like that it did. There is evidence within in terms of archaeology where you see depictions of dinosaurs in pottery and artwork on walls. You had archaic populations in hundreds of years and thousands of years in the past that were witness to these animals.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
look, like
there's an Egyptian. If you look up Egyptian pottery, there's a depiction of two long-necked dinosaurs that are intertwined.
I've seen it, but that could be meant. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Sure, but I don't know, man.
I mean, you can't say for certain that's what they made that's what their intent was when they designed it. You can't say yes or you can't say no. You know, you can only speculate, just like everything else. You know, so it's like that's why I think you should read Lost World, because it comes at it from the perspective of like, well, if these animals went extinct, like what caused them to go extinct? And everybody has a theory, and then they kind of touch on all those theories and why each one has holes in them. Even the asteroid theory.
Well, here's the thing that Rebirth actually gets right. It actually comments a little bit on the state of the environment that the dinosaurs are living in, that it's actually not ideal for them.
Yeah.
And we can go into a deeper discussion another time when it comes to environments that animals can live in, etc. But I like that they just like hinted at it a little bit, maybe even unintentionally, about these large creatures living in a non-rich oxygen environment. But that was different thousands of years ago. So when you ask and wonder what killed the dinosaurs, there's
Age.
the discussion. Well, it could be the Ice Age. People say it's a meteor, but I think more goes to the realistic, pragmatic answer of the environment wasn't as rich for them to live in, and also people were fucking killing them because what happened? Why aren't there any bears? Why aren't there any bears and like lethal animals in North Carolina anymore?
If that's the case, though, like there would be so many like written stories about.
There are bears in North Carolina.
Or Florida.
Yeah. But no, to your point, Kyle,
I didn't think about that.
There used to
be... There are in North Carolina?
There used to be like lions and giraffes in North America. And when the Ice Age came and the glacier pushed down into North America, they did adapt. But then when the glacier pulled back and life went back to the way it was, they died off. Like that's all. Like you can find those fossil records in America, but they don't live in it here anymore because of... unknown extinction events that we can't prove one way or another why they specifically happened, but we can like make educated guesses about.
Yeah, and so that's what I appreciate about what you're saying is so the conceited theories that they put forth, such as what Jack Horner does about birds and in relation to dinosaurs, is he states them as a fact. What I would respect more is that people would say, here's a theory that we have, and I'm going to lay it out for you and you make your own conclusion. But the idea that people purport all of these things that are ultimately not witnessed by anyone personally, there are no eyewitnesses to any of this stuff, I would respect it more if people would just say this is a theory rather than saying it's fact.
And they still say it's a theory, but when they talk about it,
they act like it's a fact.
They talk as if it's fact. But like even within the paleontologist community, there's lots of schools of thought, lots of argumentation as to how they went extinct. Everything's in debate.
Right.
So nothing
and then that's also not accounting for the fact that like there's the asteroid theory, but that's only one extinction level event across many extinction level events over what is purported as like hundreds of millions of years across like the Jurassic period, the Cretaceous period. Like each one of those like eras had an extinction event that led into the next era. And then we always talk about, well, what was the final one that ended it for good 65 million years ago? And that's the asteroid one.
Yeah.
But there were other events prior to that. It wasn't like the T-Rex was alive for like all of those eras. It was like, no, they were just alive during like this one era.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What kind of brings us full circle is, so why is it that we have crocodiles and alligators still?
You could say the same thing about sharks. They've been around for millions of years, and they've barely evolved at all. Yeah, but what's the difference? I mean, crocodiles live in the water too.
But they're also land.
Yeah.
Ambulatory.
Yeah.
This is an interesting discussion. I know there's a hesitation here because it's like it's an offshoot from Jurassic.
There are still lots of animals around that have been around for like a very long time. Not every single like organism on the planet died during these extinction events. It's like some things still survived.
Well, but it also comes like this is just like I think there's a hesitation because there's just like a religious component I think to this conversation that we're kind of getting into. And me personally, like I'm Christian, I'm like a religious person, but a lot of stuff in the scientific community, like I don't necessarily think that butts heads with what like creation. I think that. I think that it kind of works in tandem. Like, I don't think it's like, I don't think it necessarily works against it. So a lot of people, like I was saying earlier about, these people started finding dinosaur bones and like, there was no explanation because they don't mention dinosaurs in the Bible. They don't. People find passages that they say, oh, they talk about this giant beast right here. That's a dinosaur. It's not. But because they didn't mention it in the Bible, people freaked out and they started saying it was put there by the devil to confuse everyone. To me, like, it doesn't matter. Like, who cares? Like, that's just part of one of the 7 days. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter to me. Yeah.
In Job, it mentions how Behemoth, his tail is the size of a cedar tree.
There's
no other animal that would match that except from a brachiosaur.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
But it's an interesting discussion. We can get into it another time because the movies that and I'd love to, because I would have some points in terms of how it could contradict the biblical account of things.
Well, but we also know that scientists are full of shit too. Look at fucking COVID. Like,
and this is what I really appreciate, and this is where we can have a baseline of common ground here, is that there's a healthy skepticism when it comes to doctors, scientists, politicians.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You have to have a healthy skepticism in order to have a healthy debate among, us plebes, right? Is you ask the questions, and you're not afraid to ask the questions, and you don't get condemned by doing so. So
yes, but that makes you anti-science if you question.
Yeah, and you know what happens? You know what happens when people accuse you of that? Yeah. They automatically, without even you doing anything, they automatically put science into a pedestal of religion.
Well, yeah, it becomes you have to believe in something, and so that ends up being their religion.
That's their religion, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Even with a religion, if someone wants to question like the concept of God and the existence of God, go ahead. I'm all ready for it, right? But this is the thing that relates to people may think that, oh, you're going off topic when it comes to these movies and the Jurassic World a little bit, but this is the implication that these movies DNA. Do. Yeah, thank you.
Especially,
it is part of the DNA.
Like the first film,
the conversations in the first film,
in the first film, and especially the conversations, they're even bigger in the books. It's totally woven into the DNA of what Jurassic Park is and what it means. And then the later films just completely lose it. It's just not part of it anymore. Now it's just like people in peril around dinosaurs, and like now they live with us. And it's like they touch on some of these themes, but like in no meaningful way.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like this, guys. This is cool. It felt like a bonus conversation to it,
I wasn't
but one thing we didn't do that we're gonna wrap up, and then we're gonna sign off, guys. We're gonna sign off after this. Is where are you at, ranking system? All right.
Yeah, where are we with this one?
Take it off there, and then we got the ranking. Yeah, that's the question. So Jurassic World Rebirth. Sin, what would you rate it as?
In the 5 territory. I think I gave it a 2.75 out of 5, which is 5.25 or something.
And we already know what hardcut we're rated at. It's basically the same rating, around 5, 4.5.
5 and 4. 5.
Yeah, I gave it 4.5.
I gave it 5. Yeah.
I'm actually, I'm in the same camp as you guys.
All right.
So let's look at this chart for a moment.
Yes.
Okay?
Let's zoom out.
Yes. So let's zoom out. Literally zoom out. I'm going to zoom out. Try to.
There you go.
Yeah. So we got at the top the first Jurassic Park. So far away from the rest of them. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable where it's sitting. It's spared no expense. It is at a 10, and we can also do this. Come on, go ahead and play.
Absolutely spectacular. Spared no expense.
There we go.
We have a T-Rex.
Yeah, and then you have most of the movies, the 4 movies. You got Jurassic 2, 3, World, and Rebirth that are around 5, 6.
Well,
and then you have Fallen Kingdom and Dominion sitting in the category of one big pile of shit.
It just goes to show
one big pile of shit.
that this franchise should have never been a franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to is when I watched Rebirth, it was just the realization of, why does this exist? It doesn't need to
They
exist.
don't care. It's making money, so they don't give a crap.
It's the clip that I could show that I don't have, but we all know it, of Ian Malcolm saying, yeah, your scientists were so preoccupied if they could that they didn't stop to think if they should.
Yep.
And this is what it ultimately comes down to, is that these are unnecessary sequels. And they're only being made because, for some reason,
they're making money.
The audiences are just flocking to them.
They keep making money.
They like dinosaurs.
I don't know why. They're like the Transformers films from 2 to 3.
Well, that's my whole thing. And I've mentioned this many times before, but
I just want to see big robots fight.
But before all the woke bullshit, which definitely has contributed to why movies are in the shitter the way they are now. But you got to remember, before woke stuff happened, there were 5 Transformers movies.
Yeah, right.
Why is that? Like there are other problems that are deeper than that. As a collective society.
Are you excited for Transformers 6 or 7?
No.
What the fuck are they at now? I don't even know.
Well, for Michael Bay movies, this is 6. This will be his 6th one.
Discounting or taking away Bumblebee? Is that
who's supposed to be in it?
I have no one knows anything yet. He just signed on apparently to do it. So that's all we know. It doesn't matter. They write those things as they're making them anyway.
Yeah.
So
they're gonna get Christopher McQuarrie on.
Oh God.
Okay, guys, this is a good time to wrap up. We've gone almost a full 3 hours. Hardcut has been very gracious with their time. Sin, thank you for being here. Nadia, if you guys haven't subscribed to Nadia and everyone else here, Nadia is almost at 1,000, so help her reach 1,000 and above. In terms of comments, I mean, we kind of stopped at
Chris Pratt.
I mean, Megan, here's your comment. I think Owen should have died like 7 times throughout Jurassic World series. Megan gets the last word right there. She didn't like Chris Pratt, apparently.
I mean, it's amazing how those dinosaurs selectively decided who they would or would not kill, depending on how important the character was. In any other scenario, they would have been dead if it were someone else. Whatever.
And maybe one day we'll, after the next 2 sequels, we'll do a sequel to this franchise retrospective. Who knows what could happen, guys? I know it'll be like pulling your arm to try and get it back, though.
No, it wouldn't. Not for me, it wouldn't.
All right. So, but unfortunately, I don't have an outro. I wasn't able to use for the sake of copyright. Because I literally, for the audience, if you want to see what the outro would have been, go back to the Mission Impossible franchise retrospective of the Top Gun outro. I literally made a version of everybody here today, their logos, their insignias on top of Iceman as as you're talking to me. But because of copyright, I couldn't play not even just the music was an issue, it was the whole clip. So unfortunately,
Did you dispute it?
No, I just because you're gonna have to dispute it for a long time. I'm still doing that with Mission Impossible, and but this one potentially is not gonna have any issues because I already checked out the beginning intro and it should be all good. But unfortunately, there's no outro other than to say, spared no expense with the first film. It's a classic. I love it. I'll always love it. It's held up for 30 years plus years. And I think everyone here feels the same way when it comes to that. Because the positive note here is the first film is just a gold mine. It is an iconic film.
Yeah, agreed.
One of the best.
And we can leave on that. So, cheers, everyone.
Adios.